Today we're in the beautiful region of the South Australian Hills for the Battle of the Premiers. Last year's Adelaide Footy League Premiers Goodwood Saints have travelled up the hill to contest the might of the Hahndorf Magpies. We gratefully thank our broadcast sponsors, Catch.com.au, Screamin' Good Deals, Dartfish, Australia's most used coaching tool, Filming Footy, live stream and matchday filming specialists, Sports Interactive, creating better players, one coach at a time, Interchanger, the hands-on AFL team rotation software experts. And now, in the commentary box today, we welcome the voice of the Hills, Jeff Pistols Pistola, and from Matchday Live, the coach's coach, Tony Neal. With the task of keeping this pair apart is your expert host of the Matchday Live, fabulous Phil Herden. Gentlemen.
Well, g'day footy fans. It feels like a footy day as we come to you live from the German Arms Oval here in magnificent Hahndorf. The start of round one is just 2 weeks away for both the Hills Footy League and the Adelaide Footy League, and the premiers of the two largest competitions in the state have decided to get warmed up by clashing against each other. It's the Hahndorf Magpies, the premiers of the Hills League, against the Goody Saints, premiers of the Division 1 of the Adelaide Footy League. I'm Phil Herden, so glad to be back in the booth, back seeing some live footy, and I'm joined by a wonderful collaboration of talent, including the voice of Hills football, Jeff Pistola. Jeff, welcome to the van, and is this typical Hahndorf weather?
Firstly, thanks, Phil, and welcome to you, Tony. Great to be in exalted Dartfish company here this afternoon. Yes, perfect autumn day up here in the Adelaide Hills at Hahndorf, and trust you guys had a wonderful trip up through the Hyacinth tunnels. Obviously, when you get through those, it's like another world. And of course, you've come to the birthplace, well, the residence of the great man Hans Hyacinth here in Hahndorf. So no doubt you guys had a bit of a wander down the street, had a strudel, had a coffee, and have made your way up here to the German Arms Oval. And as you said, only a trial game, but there's been a fair bit of build-up towards this expectation as two premiership sides go head-to-head. So certainly looking forward to that here this afternoon.
Yeah, it made the important pilgrimage to Melba's chocolates on the way up. And I've left the wife down the main street of Hahndorf with the credit card. Can't get in trouble there, I'm sure.
As you probably noticed this morning on the way, it was packed. We try to avoid Hahndorf on a Saturday morning because all the tourists, terrorists as we call them up here, come up. And as you said, but they're fantastic little boutiques, artefact shops, and of course coffee shops, and of course some really good places you can have a feed of, particularly the German Arms. So, so no doubt you'll see her later on this afternoon, and your wallet will be a bit lighter.
And I'll get the bill down the track.
Absolutely.
Also joining us, he's part of the crew with the Matchday Live, the Adelaide Footy League. He'll be hosting the community team this year. Going off on his own tangent, going around the league to all sorts of wonderful grounds. But he's here at Hahndorf today, the coach's coach, Tony Neal. Welcome, Tony.
Thank you very much, Phil and Pistols, and what a delight it is to be up here, as Pistols alluded to. A little bit of wet weather around, but we'll be right. I'll tell you what, it's a veritable smorgasbord of football today for the viewers. There's a smorgasbord of food. I'm just looking along the front of the van here. There's lollies, there's rolls, there's chocolates, there's everything going on here. I tell you what, it's going to be an interesting pre-season for us all before the first round. But just looking out there, the reserves are playing at the moment, and I do notice Big Tom Carter, the premiership ruckman for Goodwood Saints, is out there playing, and it's not even 12 o'clock. He wouldn't even be ready for this, Phil.
He normally wouldn't be out of bed.
Ran out in the moccasins and the jammies, but no, what a day it's going to be. Fair dinkum, a veritable feast, and we've got some good experienced players, and we've got some new young ones coming on, so cannot wait.
I was just having a look at the team list that we went through, and Hahndorf have 21, 22. Goodwood Saints have about 28, so I think we could see teams, the Saints mixing and matching through the course of the day. Well, leading into today, we did have our Intrepid crew go and interview both coaches, and Pistols, you made your way and then chatted to the Hahndorf hierarchy.
Yes, indeed. As we said, a bit of expectation about this. In Hahndorf, they do set the bar pretty high, Phil. Obviously, having won 5 of the last 6 premierships and losing the last one by last kick of the day. And Matt Golding, what a great career he has since he's come up to the Hills. He was actually part of the assistant coaching side of things for Blackwood when they actually pipped Hahndorf in 2017. And, of course, he's been in charge for the last 3 premierships here at Hahndorf. So he's actually literally going for his 4th premiership in a row. So, as you said, I caught up with him in the lead up to this game and just gets his thoughts on how they're going to approach this game, and also a bit of a background for him for Adelaide Footy League viewers, and also his thoughts for the season of, as you mentioned before, being the hunted, so which he's done for a few years now. So as I said, we caught up with Matt Golding. Dawn of a new footy season, and obviously a lot of clubs striving for success in the coming season, and certainly a man who knows all about success joins us from the Hahndorf Football Club, senior coach Matt Golding. Matt, welcome to Dartfish. Good to see you.
G'day, Pistols. Good to see you too, mate.
And how's the summer been? Asking another premiership success.
Yeah, that probably finished up, to be fair, probably towards the end of last year, but I think it's been a pretty standard summer. We like to think we've improved, but we need to, because everyone else behind us is improving as well. So we need to keep make sure we keep doing the work in the off-season, and I think so far so good. Obviously, games around the corner, so it puts a bit of a spring in everyone's step. You always look forward to something at the end of the week, so we're not far away now, which is great.
Now, how easy is this coaching caper? I think you've been involved in the last 4 HFL A-grade premierships, of course 2017 with Blackwood as an assistant coach. Ironically beating your club now, Hahndorf, and of course you've won the last 3 first-time Hahndorf with a trifecta Hills Footy League. So, as I said, how easy is it?
I wouldn't say it's easy at all. I think we've probably had our share of luck over the last 3 years, I think, in terms of having guys on the park. Obviously a really talented list, which makes my job a fair bit easier. But with that brings other challenges as well, I guess. So you've got to make sure guys are, playing roles that they're comfortable in, and they're doing a good job for the team in. but yeah, overall, thoroughly enjoyed my time in the HFL, and in particular the last 3 years at a really, really strong footy club at Hahndorf.
Now, for the benefit of our Adelaide Footy League viewers, of course, well known and renowned and respected up here, obviously what you've done with Hahndorf and Blackwood, and of course Interleague Footy being part of that. But just give us a bit of your journey for people, as I said, might know.
Yeah, sure. Well, Steve, a long time ago now, Pistols it feels like. But all the junior footy at Glenelg sort of worked through the development squads, under 17s, under 19s, and then lucky enough to get rookie listed by Adelaide as a 17-year-old. Stuck around there for 3 years for a handful of games, and then back to Glenelg probably for a few more years of senior footy at Glenelg, and then after that was Edwardstown as a player coach for a couple of years, and then finished up at Noarlunga as a player, and then straight from that to being a line coach at South Adelaide under Brad Gotch in the Sandford. So that's a real short snapshot of the journey, mate, I guess. Yeah. So it goes by pretty quick though, that's for sure.
But a fantastic experience, as you said, just a handful of games, but at least to play at the elite level. Those AFL games, what venues were they? In Adelaide or what?
Good question. Most were here.
That memorable one.
Yeah, MCG against North, and I reckon Fremantle and Subiaco on a pretty hot day.
Yeah.
Against a pretty fit Daniel Bandy, so that wasn't a whole lot of fun, but that's how it goes sometimes.
That does indeed. Now, as we said about you touched on your success as a coach, Matt, but is there any coaching influences or people that you sort of turn to as a bit of a confidant when you're in your coaching role?
I guess like myself and Jason DeLuca, who's our assistant for the A grade, and he's been the B grade coach since I've been here. We didn't know each other before Hahndorf, but we've gelled really, really well. So we bounce lots of things off each other, and we probably, I'd say we agree on 3/4 or more of it, and then every now and then you get that check and balance where we sort of, maybe don't, and we discuss and work through it.
It's a senior coach, Paul Rank there?
Not always, Pistols. We're very democratic, mate, so we'll work through the topic and we come to a resolution each and every time. So he'd be as good as any, I think. And without sort of labouring the point, he could quite easily be coaching an A-grade team anywhere in the States. So to have him as the assistant coach and our twos coach, we know that we're very lucky, and I'm sure he'll get his opportunity at some stage.
I must say, in the A-grade success that you've had in that span of time, you've also had very good success right throughout the club and reserve level, so the depth is certainly there.
It is, yeah. No.
Now, as I said, new season, because you've been the heavyweights and were 145 out of 46 games, as it currently stands. That's in your coaching role here. Do you find that you have to reinvent yourself for a new season, because obviously you're the hunted and teams latch on perhaps how your game style is and everything like that? So.
Yeah, look, it's a good question. We've probably found that we're the hunted so far each year, I guess. With the reinventing things, we're always sort of trying to improve and tweak things. But I think that influx of, obviously we try and retain our team from last year, but you're always going to leak one or two guys for various reasons, and then we've been lucky enough this year to have a group of new guys come in, which I think adds that excitement, that freshness to the group overall. So from that point of view, I think that we've been pretty lucky with what's transpired over the off-season from that point of view.
And some selective recruiting, I suppose we could call it, Matt, when you look at over the past journey, Cole Cheney joining the club, but then Jared Petrenko joining up and Rigby Barnes for this year.
Yeah, exactly. So both those guys, really exciting players. I didn't know Jared until a couple of months ago when he joined, but obviously a really exciting sort of half forward, wing on ball, some good skills, some great leg speed. So I'm sure he'll be very good for us. He's really keen and really team orientated. So similar to Kyle, he's come out. There's no fuss. He's keen to help the young guys, offer some good insights and explanations about different, sort of strategies and just the small things. So he's been really good. Rigby Barnes I've known for quite some time. So we actually played a year of footy together at Noarlunga, or maybe in 2011 if I had to guess, I reckon. Yeah. We must have been young at the time, because I'm certainly not young now. And then also with Riggs 2 years at South Adelaide. So when he was going through half forward on ball for South's league side and playing some really good footy, after a couple of male medals for Encounter Bay, obviously at South Adelaide had a bit to do with him there. So we tried the last year or two to get him across, and finally it's all sort of worked out. So those two guys I think will bring a lot of talent to our team for sure.
So another pre-season. Do you follow the pattern that you've had previously, the proven pattern, which obviously is pretty successful? As I said, you reinvent new stuff. And,
Look, I'm pretty much a routine kind of person. So yeah, the short version is yes, we make adjustments, but on the whole, we try and replicate it really.
Yeah.
So with the same pre-Christmas kind of sessions, back at the same time. Again, I mean, it's not a mirror image, but where we can, it's very similar to previous years. So we'll take a lot of our 2 practice matches in terms of preparation and conditioning and all that type of thing. So we'll play both practice games as strong as we can. Obviously not quite as strong as we'll be round 1 for varying reasons, but we certainly put a lot of onus into the match simulation over the last 2 or 3 weeks of training, and then into these practice matches to get ourselves up for round 1. And as much as we'd love to beat Payne and love to beat Goodwood, the only goal we've got at the moment is to be 1 and zip after 1, and then we'll reset from there. So
I was going to ask you about that because there's big excitement in the Adelaide Footy League Dartfish coverage because it's Premier v Premier. You feel a little bit of a burden. As you said, you'll be under strength, and Goody Saints may well be as well, but you're actually carrying the burden of the Hills Football League, the standard of the Hills Football League against the Division 1 Premiers in what is regarded as the best competition outside the SANFL. So how do you go into it?
Look, we'll be pretty positive. They're a really good side, but so are we. So I always think beware of the senior coach that tells every man and his dog before a trial game, we've got 7, 8, 9 out. I mean, everyone's got players out for trial games, so that's just how it goes. That's the nature of it. We'll give a good account of ourselves. I'm sure they will as well. Hopefully a nice dry day at Hahndorf will be good. I think we're at a 12-15 start, so hopefully we get in before the sun really comes out, but I know we're looking forward to it.
Do you know much about Goody Saints, the way they play? Obviously they've been successful, 2 flags in the last 5 years.
Yeah, look, not currently. I mean, I played a couple of years against them when I was at Edwardstown. They were always a really good outfit back then and well organised. They got obviously some good players. So, and to win a Div 1 flag in what was a really hotly contested league last year, where I think from memory the top 8 were, maybe 2.5 wins between them or not even. So it was a really tight competition for those guys to win it. Against a pretty good Ross Trevor team, I think, out at the parade. It was obviously a good effort. So I'm sure they'll bring plenty of competition, and we'll see how it goes on the day. Yeah.
It's sort of been a situation where you've undertaken your pre-season trial program against 2 very handy sides, because Macca's boys at Payne and Lord Union, and as you said, the reigning Premier Goodwood. So it's a way for you guys to test yourself, even though it's sort of pre-season. Would you like to see this sort of? It's a pity you can't play them in some sort of regional cup situation.
Yeah, that's the thing. Unless it's for points, we'll never find out.
Yeah.
And do you know what? Like in these practice matches, we'll stick to our plan. If it's close in the last quarter, yes, of course we want to win.
Yeah.
Are we going to risk guys late in games to win a practice match? Well, no one will, and we certainly won't either. So, like I said, we'll give a good account of ourselves against Goodwood, but first and foremost, our primary goal is 1 and 0 after 1.
But I suppose in the normal world, with the normal competition, because you've been up here for a few seasons now, but you were involved in other comps, how do you rate the Hills Football League standard, and has it improved in the time that you've been up here? Obviously a few players coming, as we talked about the league guys that you've picked up, all AFL people, and you've had guys like Scott Sutherland who've been up here, the Nord Connection and a couple of other clubs, so it's improved in your time?
I think it has, definitely. I mean, you just look at the calibre of guys that are getting drawn to the Hills Footy League. I mean, Nick Amato springs to mind, a really, really clever sort of league footy quality player. He's always hard to contain. I know Loberthal have done a great job with their recruiting, adding not just Sandford guys, but guys that have been on AFL grounds as well. So I think when you see, for the outsider looking in, and you wonder what's the HFL like, when you see those types of players, the Aidan Rileys and those types of guys, it's a pretty strong standard of footy. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah. So as you said, the aim is to be competitive against Goody Saints, and then set yourself up for what hopefully is another successful season.
Hope so, mate. That's the plan. I think we've still got a pretty talented list. I reckon we've got a deeper list maybe than previous years. So with
that's a worry for the clubs up here.
And with 18 games plus hopefully finals at the end of that, it means we do need that depth in our list, because you're not going to win anything with 22 or 23 guys. You're going to need a base of 28 or 30 guys that can do the job when needed.
And just quickly, do you have to make an adjustment, because after last year when we were lucky enough to get a mini season in, half a season, this year we go back to a full type of season, so player management and that sort of stuff comes back into vogue?
I think so.
Particularly up here in the winter months.
Yeah, definitely. So we've got, some of our key guys are probably getting a little bit long in the tooth, respectfully. So there'll be games where, for example, it might be a Dan Roberts. If he's not quite feeling at 100%, do we need to risk him for the full 18 home and away games? Well, we won't. We want to make sure that we're banking wins, yes, but we want Dan fit and healthy end of the year. There's a few other guys in that zone as well. So we haven't sort of scratched anything out yet, but we'll definitely monitor it as the season progresses.
Good on you. Okay, once again, Matt, thanks for joining us.
Yes,
all the best against Goody Saints. Go the Hills, boys, and all the best for the rest of the season.
Thanks, mate.
No doubt we'll chat to you soon.
Good man, thanks.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Pistols, there for that interview. We need to introduce the fourth member of our intrepid crew this afternoon. He's out roaming the hillsides and the boundary sides of German Arms Oval. It is Craig Lambert. Lambo, welcome to the coverage.
Thanks a lot, Phil, and it's just a privilege to be involved with the commentary team this year, and today's a beautiful day for footy, but it's great to be involved with Phil today, the legendary Pistol, and also Tony. So I'm looking forward to being involved, and it's just going to be a great day for footy.
As you can see, our boundary rider brought to you by Villies, and it comes on a very sad day with the founder of Villies passing away this morning, and he's brought a great food delicacy to South Australia and will be sorely missed. He leaves a great legacy with his pies, pasties, sausage rolls, Hungarian goulash, and a whole range of things. And for all the Villies family, which is quite large, our commiserations and thoughts.
Sounds like you speak with a bit of experience there,
Phil. When it comes to
from
food,
the menu.
I am not the greatest footy analyst, but when it comes to food, that's my baby. I'm looking forward to the bratwurst and the sauerkraut maybe a little bit later on. Tony.
Phil, I know it's not in the run sheet, but I've got a question for our boundary rider.
Okay.
I believe, is this correct, Lambo? At the end of the game, we're going to do thongs. You got thongs on, or did you bring the gumboots today? What are we doing today?
Well, I've got the shoes on, but when I tried my thongs on this morning, they didn't fit. So I might.
They'll be the ones we give away then.
Exactly right. But look, we're going to have some great prizes for best players this year, and no doubt we've got some great sponsors on board too this year. Thanks a lot for that, Tony.
Looking forward to hearing you from the sidelines, mate. It'll be brilliant. Righto, Phil.
And Tony, may as well keep it with you because you went to Goodwood, the new facilities there. Check those out and had a chat to the Goodwood coaches.
We did, but I was actually down at Concordia Oval
for their
pre-season.
Summer camp.
But it was beautiful oval, by the way. I had a bit of a roll around on the grass like a dog does, Pistols. I'm a little bit different, but geez, it was beautiful down there.
That's how you get
really
warmed up.
was. Anyway, I had to tidy myself up because it is a school. Anyway, so what happened? We had a talk with Luke, and this is interesting, folks. Both teams are the hunted this year in their particular leagues. And you would think a coach would do homework on the opposition. I said, have you done much on Hahndorf? And he said, well, not really. I told him a few little things about the press and that, but not really. So what he wants to do is have a look at them today and really see how his team goes against a new team that they haven't played against. So great interview, Phil.
Take it away.
Well, they're calling it the Battle of the Premiers, and I'm delighted to present to you now Luke Donaldson, Premiership coach of Goodwood Saints. Got a bit of a ring to it, Luke, and welcome along.
No, I'm happy with that. It's better than last year's tagline that when I hadn't coached, so I'm looking forward to another big year from the club.
Yeah, fantastic, mate. You'll have to get a special wind cheater made with a couple of little marks on it with the Premiership Cups. So listen, the first one, the Battle of the Premiers. But seriously, what do you want to get out of the game being a trial game?
Look, I think there's no surprise. Last year we started the year quite slowly. So we want a really solid hit out, like it is round one, to make sure we're ready after Easter to take on Brighton, who we have no doubts will improve significantly under Brett Packwell, and I'm sure he'll have them fitter, and I know they've picked up some handy recruits. So we want real momentum going into round one.
Okay, and will you use a full squad this week?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll pick everyone who's fit and available, and at this stage it's looking promising to have probably 90-95% of our guys right. So we'll be treating it like a round one game. We've had an internal trial really good hit out against Flagstaff on the weekend, and this will be part of our preparation for round one.
And in regards to the use of the players, I'm often interested, will you give them, obviously you got your rotations, but 100% game time, or will there be several players like Big Carter and blokes like this, will they be monitored and you'll only give them a certain amount of game time, or are you ready to just say, okay, let's go full ball with it all?
Yeah, look, there's guys that are either new to the club or young kids that have had outstanding pre-seasons, so they'll, like on the weekend, they'll be rewarded with opportunity. So we definitely want to have a look at those, but we need to get, whether it's 100%, we rotate heavily during the year anyway. We'll get as much game time into the guys that'll play round one as possible, so that they can tolerate the pressure and that of round one.
Geez, I'll tell you what, it's building to be an absolute belter. I guess one thing, they're premiers up in the hills, and I think they had a 40-odd run of wins and so on. We being the Adelaide Footy League, you guys are the premiers here. Do you put any research into Hahndorf pre-game, or is it all just focus on your own movements and patterns of play and so on?
To be honest, not in as such as watching footage, but what I do know, they've got a lot of quality talent that's played at the highest level. They're very well coached. They're a Hills team, so I expect them to be really tough and hard at the footy. I think you might have mentioned that they play a really good press. So they're things that we're looking to be able to adapt to throughout the game. And it's probably a good thing to test us as coaches and players in not knowing how they play, so that come during the year, if teams change tactic, then we're confident that we can change on the fly to get a change in result.
Yeah, I like that, Luke. It's that being prepared anywhere, anytime, isn't it? You've got to play inside the white line no matter where you go. So, listen, recruits. Have you got any recruits and players to watch? I know a few, and I was asked to mention a few, but I'll leave that up to you. Who are we going to be looking at?
Look, Anthony Scarr and Scotty Oakley are the obvious ones returning to the club. They've been fantastic from a standards point of view and what they bring to the group as a whole, not just on the field. Benny McCready, Nick Homburg and Daniel Wakeham, they have all been outstanding at setting a really high standard from a fitness point of view, which has been really welcome to us because we've got to find ways to get better, and I think they've really put it to our guys to be fitter and better prepared for footy.
You've almost answered my next question there. For our Adelaide Footy League fans, is there improvement in Goodwood Saints in 2021?
Yeah, absolutely. I always said our biggest improvement in the coming years will come from existing players. So we've got young guys and even experienced guys like Lukey Stanton, Jordan Turner, Tom Barry that are premiership players from yesteryear that didn't play in our grand final side last year. Some of those guys are 8 and 9 kilos lighter.
Wow.
And they've put in the hard yards to get more opportunity this year. And then, young guys like Sam Lauby, Dill Darley, to name a few that have really impressed. Will Clark's been another one, young key position prospect that's super hard at the footy, but last year needed to be fitter to get to more contests. So we're really excited, one, with our depth, but two, that improvement from within the club. And I think, we gave them some pretty honest feedback about where the improvement needed to be, and I think all the guys that we gave that to have taken on board.
Geez, that's interesting, Luke. You've probably, when we say lost a few players, just in weight, in general weight of players, you've lost a couple there. But, geez, it's great. You find that players get hungry with a premiership around the place. One of the questions I'm really interested in is you guys are going to be Division 1. You're going to now be the hunted. There's only one team that can be the hunted, and that's last year's premiership team. Hahndorf are also going to be the hunted in their league. Would you consider talking with their coach and maybe having a chat with him through the year and comparing notes, because there's only two teams that are going to be the hunted as opposed to being the hunters?
Yeah, look, I think as a coaching group, we're always trying to learn off other coaches, and that's where Hamish Hartland and Travis Boak have been fantastic at sharing some of their experiences, and I think those guys have maintained really high standards for a long time. So as far as Goldie's concerned, I probably wouldn't talk to him on a regular basis, but yeah, I'd love to chew his ear about how have they stayed at the top of the Hills League for, I think it's 3 years now, is that right?
Yes.
So,
And he inherited that team. So the other bit we notice, just observing training here, you've got Hamish Hartlett out here, but that was my next question. Hamish Hartlett and Travis Boat, well, of course, Port are playing on Saturday, so we won't see those names included. They probably wouldn't mind having a little bit of a kick around, but just the influence on the team, have they had an influence on actual on-field game patterns, communication? What sort of influence have they had on Goodwood Saints?
Yeah, look, a terrific one. I think Travis spent time with us early last year, pre-COVID, setting up our behaviours and I guess, our purpose as a footy club. And I think that's been really instrumental in driving an improved culture of player-driven ownership. And then Hamish is probably able to go.
Well, thanks for the interview. This game's going to start 5 minutes early. So quickly down to Lambo on the boundary for a tip and ground update.
Okay, guys, a beautiful day. The sun's starting to come out. Hahndorf won the toss, are going to my right-hand side. And the guys are getting in their positions now. I'm tipping Goodwood Saints by about 2 goals today.
Thank you, Lambo. Pistols, your tip and a reason and a margin.
Hahndorf haven't lost a home game here since Noah was a boy, so I have to go with the Magpies.
Tony.
Geez, the heart says Goodwood, but I tell you what, Hahndorf, they just know how to win, so Hahndorf by 10 points.
Yeah, I like Hahndorf, maybe by 3 goals. Well, everybody is ready 4 minutes early. The joy of streaming live sport. The hills are alive with the sounds of pre-season footy. We're underway, and your caller is Jeff Pistola.
Up by Timmy Napstein, one of the Hills officials today, holds the ball off, so it'll be Roberts and Carter. Roberts with the tap down, taken here by Goody Saints. Oh, good smother there. Ball bounces out. Goody Saints chasing the ball out to the Yench side of the ground, the Yench wing. Close to the line, in ball. Comes up forward. Trent Mahle, defensive spoil, comes out here to Madsen. Madsen gets it back here to a teammate in Shoal. New play in the field, gets it to the Magpies. The runner there of Grivell kicks the ball wide and bounces out over the boundary line. So great conditions here at Pine Avenue as Goody Saints taking on the Magpies, and very much looking forward to this clash of the premiers. So it's Goodwood working the ball backwards through Lynch, finds a teammate in front of the scoreboard there. Looked like it might have been Ridgewell, and they're going backwards to go forward here. So in the goal square. Ball out wide. Scoreboard side. Once again, Lynch picking up another early possession for Goody Saints. So the Saints deep in defence here as Hahndorf working towards the Pine Avenue end of the ground. So Lynch high kick, setting himself as a big man. Carter Roberts is there shadowing him. Got his hands to it, the big D, Rob. Ball spills down here. Handball wide there. Working hard to his Mahle already. Tries the old don't argue, but in the end umpire Napstein comes in and there'll be a ball up on the Yench wing.
So, a lot of congestion at the moment, a lot of players around the ball. You can imagine Carter with the left hand. You often see that. He doesn't just tap it forward any old way. He's a traditional tap ruckman. So one of the things I like to look at here is anyone behind the 2 ruckmen, which there's a couple of players about 10 metres away. Now one Goodwood player comes in. If they can get out the back, he's free there. To the front it comes. Good contest. Oh, willing men there. Favretto, he's going to be the man. I think they're going to open up a lot of the play for him to run through Goodwood this year. So very close in under the ball there. As umpire throws up. Big Carter coming in from the right. Tries with the left. He's going to be beaten by Roberts on this occasion. Around it comes one of their very good players, Holtzbauer, there kicking into the forward line. And this is 25. We haven't got it on our sheet at the moment. So may have come up from the B grade.
Fraser Goods, I think.
Fraser Goods, is it? Yes.
On the list I've got there, Tom.
That's it. I'm looking at the other side. It's a trial for all of us. So interesting here. Goodwood have got the press on today because I know Hahndorf do a really big press. I'm interested to see how they go. So he's about 35 out, slight angle, kicking up the hill towards the tennis court's end. Nice looking kick off the boot and just drifts across for a point.
First score of 2021 on our football coverage, thanks to filmingfootycatch.com.au, Dartfish Sports Interactive, and especially today we remember our great support from Villies. The Goody Saints, well, they are in the St. Raphael's colours today, the red and the white. The Goody Saints, a merger of the Goodwood Tigers and St. Raphael's back in the 80s, has been one of the great success stories. Kick inside forward 50, thumped out the back. Hahndorf, well, just enough to see it over the line. That was by Sammy Hayden. Hahndorf is expected in the Collingwood style black and white, but I believe that Hahndorf date back before Collingwood.
Yes, 1887 our first form.
5 years ahead of time.
Yeah, Roberts got it down to Parker Bowles. He tries to shrug off an opponent. Dispossessed there. Ball comes out quick hands there from Hughes, close to the boundary line. I was just going to say, guys, the old Crow teammate, the early Jens Hughes has the designated kicking out duties, and look for him to pick up Cole Cheney. The amount of times that they sort of wax the ball is unbelievable. As Carter puts the ball in towards the cliff pocket, as we call it, right in front of the social club, and the ball out over the boundary line. Yeah, those guys, and they sort of run off each other and set up a lot of attacks for the Magpies out of defence, that's for sure. So watch for the two Adelaide Crow boys. And, of course, Jared Petrenko joining them this year as well. So throw in. Roberts front position, gets the ball down. Nearly stolen there for the Goody Saints. Roberts follows through. Good body work at ground level. Stacks on the mill. And umpire Travis Barr will come in and ball it up. So only about 25 to 30 metres out from the Goody Saints goal. Once again, the ruckman, the big men go battle. Line ball contest there. Comes out here to Hopgood. Gets a clearing kick out towards the inch wing. Gives a challenge for his teammate. It's 2-on-1 there. Well gathered for the Saints. So a little kick forward by Gayling. Good hands out here. Great tackling early, and that's a great tackle applied by Dylan Hopgood back in Hahndorf colours this year after playing for Lobe in last year's grand final.
So he's deep in the back pocket here looking for the switch. I noticed they came out with a switch before. Across he goes towards Sheeny. Doesn't happen. Dribbled across the ball, across the ground there by the Goodwood Saints player, but luckily, fortuitously, it fell into the hands of Matty Ench, and he just pops it over the boundary line there. So it's on the other side now. Player looking for the free kick there from the last player touch, but the umpire's going to throw it in here. In it comes. Change of ruckman now, so Roberts it is, but he was up against Hamish Burns. So quick snap around the corner, down in that pocket. Oh, diving attempt there. They'll come out this side, I'd suggest. Here they come, Yench again. Oh, he's popped that up high. Just keeps it in. And no, he's trying to boundary umpire from the kick. And in fact, it is out of bounds on the full. And Jacob Hughes, renowned goal scorer, will be having the shot. Very tight angle here. He's opening it up a bit because there's a cliff. For those watching, he can't get any wider to his right because of the cliff. So he's opened up that angle by about 2 metres. Very good. In he comes, just pops it up high. It's at the back there. Strong hands and a nice little grab there to Anthony Scara.
Anthony Scara has it in the cliff pocket. Yes, there's only, what are you supposed to do? Go back and scale it and run down as part of your run up. So all the play has been down this end of the ground. We had one behind in the first 5, almost 6 minutes of action. Scara decides he'll just try the banana kick. Lazy as you like. And has he dobbed that?
I'll tell you, the lazy guy umpire. Not much enthusiasm.
He doesn't understand that he's being streamed today and he has to go into the full double barrel. Barely stuck the 2 fingers out, but that is a goal. First of the afternoon, and give that to Scara from the cliff pocket.
Just going to say, boys, for that shot that was taken early by Hughes, I think it was Tony. Usually in the wintertime, that pocket is a little bit more sodden than that, so at least he had firm footing.
Didn't need the flippers.
So as Phil said, 6.5 minutes gone here. It's Goody Saints 1-1 leading Hahndorf. Yet to get on the board. Roberts gets a tap down, though stolen away there by Ellis. He's brought to ground in the cricket pitch area, flicks out a handball to a teammate who's well wrapped up there. And umpire Dennis Raymond on the spot rules holding the ball. Free kick to go to the comb-over man, Nicky Ingram. Quicks, waste no time, puts inside 50, looking for Salt. Ball fisted away from him. Bouncing ball out here. Hahndorf lurking in too high, calls umpire Napstein. So it'll be a free kick to go out there to the Magpies. They move the ball on. Comes back in here to Sammy Hayden, goes to the top of the square. Salt lurming, got his hands to it. Benny Salt, Crow's contracted listed player this year. As a top-up player, has been doing all the pre-season down there. This kid is an excitement machine, boys, I can tell you. So you would expect him here from the tee for goal to put the Magpies first on the ball here at 7.5 minutes gone in this Premier v Premier trial game at German Arms Oval in Hahndorf. So Salt said point blank range, puts it through. So Magpies on the board, 1 goal. Goody Saints leading by the barest margin, 1-1.
Just on that, Salt kicked 21 goals from the 11 games last year. In the Hills, you had a 9-game season, 8 games won by, and then a normal final series. Hahndorf, of course, got 2 of those games, losing the second semi and rebounding to win the flag.
Absolutely. So, broke that stream. So, as we talk about their 45 out of 46, and I said, trying to rack my brain here before we come on air, the last time they actually lost a game here at Hahndorf, that loss was actually on Anzac Day at Mount Barker Oval.
A 43-game winning streak was eventually broken by Loberthor, and that apparently what you said was the 4th longest in country footy history.
It is indeed, and the longest one was held by the former Heathfield-Aldgate United Football Club over in the Hills. Guys over 4.5 seasons put together 88 in a row, which has since been broken by Yapoon.
Let's go boundary side to Lambo.
No, he's...
Boys, good start by both teams there. A little bit nervous with a few mistakes by both teams, but no, the sun's out and it's going to be a good game of footy.
So ball back in the middle, Carter hunched over, in he comes, he's got his work cut out. Roberts, they both hit it the one way. Goodwood Saints have been good off the back of the pack, and it's probably an area they needed to tidy up, was their clearances. He gets so many of it. Comes towards half forward, Jench goes up from the back, taps down. Goodwood Saints first to the ball again, it's just a scrubby kick there, and Lambo, our boundary rider, may get a kick. Just forced out of bounds right in front of our commentary position here on the hill, and a splendid spot, I must say. So young boundary umpire now coming to throw it in. Only one player behind, and that's a Hahndorf player. Little couldn't quite take the ball there, Hahndorf. Oh, big don't argue, and he's hit him in the face and been caught with holding the ball. So good little tackle. Now this is a dangerous kick inside, right into the middle of the field, and fumbling that ball is young Braden Hopgood. Hopgood it is, yes. Out on the far wing. Goodwood Saints turn it around. Nice little chip kick in, and Clark it is. Wheels around, gets it on. Right into half forward, dangerous position, flying high. That's good to see in a trial, isn't it? And magnificent fly there. So they set up. One of the things they do very well, Hahndorf, they set up, and you'll see them, they run a very good press as that ball out on the far side. They do run a good press. One of the keys to the game I had in here was about gelling and teamwork, and they've already got that going very well early, I would suggest.
Yeah, gelling and teamwork for everyone, players, umpires, commentators, stream teams. This is what the pre-season's all about. Getting the rust off and getting ready for a big start to the season, both leagues, in just 2 weeks' time. Let's go to it. Ollie Clark, really, Tommy Carter gets rid of his opponent. The Goody Saints will clear low, kick into the cliff pocket. Around the body there, I think, was Kyle Cheney with the kick. One thing that the Magpies are struggling to do is they're kicking it out of defence, but kicking it out of bounds on the full. So they should know the dimensions of this oval, how wide, how narrow.
A bit of pressure also from the Saints, though, Phil, to be honest. So.
A bit of Adelaide footy pressure at the moment. Throw-in will lob right on the 50-metre arc, goes to the back of the pack. Hot footy and plenty of congestion. Some early tackles will knock the rust out. 11 minutes gone. 1 goal apiece. The Saints leading by the soul behind. First quarter, filming footy. Bringing you the battle of the premiers. Kick towards the Hahndorf coaches box, which is lovely. Love the setup there, Jeff. We've got the interchange bench. We've got the coaches box on top. Coach not happy. He'll soon let them know.
Yes, you're Matt Golding building the side of the wall there. That's Goody Saints taking the ball. Interesting, Matt Roberts coming in to relieve his brother Daniel in ruck now. There's Luke Roberts, so the third of the Roberts boys, of course, sons of the great John Roberts, the man who holds the record for the most goals at footy park in an individual game.
One of Woodville's few highlights. In
that's right. But, so the 3 Roberts boys turning out this afternoon. So he must be a proud dad. So meanwhile, Pies move it forward. But a misdirected kick and chopped off there by the Saints quickly. They come across to the scoreboard. Pocket out there is taken by Tommy Anderson. Anderson just nurses it up the line nicely, looking for a teammate. Good spoiling work there. Foiled at Mason Ellis's marking a attempt, so over the line.
Just before we go to Tony, you mentioned this is the Yench wing, but there's a reason for that more than just the footy.
No, not really, because the Yench family live just over the hill. A good drop punt up the road. As Petrenko getting one of his first touches for the Pies. Gets it back to Matt Roberts. Ingram's is cut off there. Good work there by Hamish Burns. Gets out a teammate, nurses up the line. A clever little kick up the line. Finds Scara. No, the Yench family living there, and also Matthew, and also Brenton Yench, the father who kicked 1,000 goals in his career for the Hahndorf. So that's why it's been dubbed the Yench wing.
Yeah, so big contest there. Coming through strongly was Troy Parker Bowers as they go forward straight down the middle, and that's a great grab again. Another player with long sleeves. There's 2 or 3 of them. Not a huge fan of the long sleeves, but they're doing all right here, and this is Luke Roberts.
This is the third Roberts, who actually a proven goal kicker. Missed all of last season, boys, because he joined the Fire Brigade with the drill squad. Couldn't afford to be injured, but he's back.
It's funny, Jacko, every time he's here, has to shout out, say good day to a fiery.
Yeah,
you're filling in beautifully.
So Luke Roberts back in form. I think he kicked something like 30 goals in his last full season.
Jeez.
Reliable kick,
Yeah.
as you can see, Tone.
2 or 3 steps there and just banged away, and it was effective. I see Matty Yench come off the halfback flank all the way down there looking for a handball. The other thing, just while we've got a little break in play, when that ball was over in front of Matty Golding there and it was a Goodwood free kick, all the forwards from Hahndorf not just ran but sprinted down the ground. So we try and, in Aussie rules, sometimes we play on one of the biggest ovals. I've mentioned this before, and we try and make it a small-sided game on a big ground. But they sprinted down, so they're showing their hand early. That's what they like to do. So nice by Roberts, and that puts them just 1 point behind now. No, they're in front, aren't they? They've kicked 2. So
2 straight
I'm
to
looking
1-1.
at the wrong scoreboard. Up it goes.
And great, I reckon, forward efficiency. I reckon Hahndorf have been inside forward 53 times and they've collected 2 goals from that. And they're going to get the clearance here, maybe. Decent tackle laid on Cheney and the ball spills free. Fair bit of red on that outer side. Would that be the Achunga side of the... Do we have a wing for the other side, the bowling club side or the...
The pedestrian crossing,
Pedestrian
which I'll allude
crossing
to
side.
shortly. For
It's an interesting white hut that's out there. What is that for there?
That's actually the change rooms.
That is
guys.
the change room.
Come on, Phil.
Come on, Phil.
Okay. No,
Didn't you do your...
no, the change room wing. I thought it would be something special, but change room wing it
They
is.
told me you're up here yesterday just doing your
Oh,
recon.
no,
but
the drone was here yesterday. I just was watching. Anyway, we've got a ball up centre square. Good to see Hahndorf. Goodwood Saints had all the ball. Good to see Hahndorf have replied with the last 2 goals. It's inside forward 50 for the Saints. Who's good at ground level here? Maybe not. And there's a hard tackle, and that will be holding the ball. Took on the Magpies' defence, but the black and whites were up to it.
They're
Now,
going
are they the Pies, the Maggies,
whatever.
whatever, black and white?
Dorfies.
Whoopies at Hahndorf.
Dorfies.
Oh, Dorfies.
Dorfies as in
okay.
Hahndorf, yeah.
Gotcha.
Ball comes to the ground. Locked in there in the back pocket. And good tackle applied there for Goody Saints. Getting up there was Oakley. So a ball up. Dangerous position here. So Ruck's going again. Roberts flicks it down nicely to Sammy Williams. Gets a barrel up the line. Looking there for Hopgood. Braden Hopgood wearing the number 5 Guernsey this year. Getting a promotion.
And number 13, tell us about him for Hahndorf, for you guys.
Number 13, Jared Petrenko.
Yeah.
Yeah, well known as a house rules contestant, I think, Tony. Major claim to fame. Of course, played for 76 games for the Adelaide Crows.
That's him.
Still working his way through, looking for a free kick. Down next to umpire Barr said, I did like house rules as a show, so you can have a free kick, Jared. So Petrenko sort of just outside the wing, right in front of the coaching box area here, so making his debut in Hahndorf colours here.
It's becoming a trend. Football is getting on these celebrity reality shows.
That's right. Big pack there. Roberts bundled out. Well gathered there behind the pack for the Saints. They switch it right across here. Giving Ridgewood a task here is booming down on him is bouncing ball saved that. But Cameron Zander, one of the young Magpies, pushing for an A-grade selection this year. So one behind is the call as the ball looks like... There's been a penalty.
50.
Yeah, 50. I don't know what that's for. The umpires already getting stamping their impact on the game, a bit like last night down at Geelong, guys.
Could have used a bit more authority late.
So Goody Saints with the benefit of the advanced territory. That was Josh Slate chips the ball across the ground, finds his teammate who in turn chips it up here, gives the run to Stanton. Will it sit for him? No. Well intervened there by Hahndorf. Good strong tackle applied by Sam Williams, who had a really breakout season last year, guys, for the Pies. Got himself fit and worked really hard in that midfield category.
So ball goes up. Just interesting there. Favretto was standing Petrenko on the outside of that pack. Almost a tag, we'd say, but sometimes the good players lead to the ball as the ball's bundled over. So he goes to Favretto now, goes and stands his own spot. I believe he's going to be one of the key players, but he's now facing Petrenko. There's the rain just starting to come in. Over it comes, and wow, keeping his hands free. Well done there. Out the back, can't quite get it. Goodwood Saints player taken in the back. Umpire says, I'll have it, and we'll have another ball up. As soon as that rain came, the game congested up a touch, and on that far side, and right by the change rooms there, up it goes. Carter puts the body in. I'll tell you what, he's found someone who probably is equal his size this year. Almost a little throw. Player crawling on hands and knees. That's desperation. Final stuff almost. Goodwood around now, peppering forward, but Cheney it is. Almost the quarterback, just gets it across. Yench it is. Bombs it. I've noticed they've done that 2 or 3 times under pressure. Just get a clearance kick. Oh, taken strongly in the tackle. One thing I will say, Hahndorf have got some big units up here, Pistols.
Yeah, that's what we found with the in the local
German
comp.
food.
They are. They hit the ball pretty hard, and as you know, a lot of wet days up here, and the big boys like the Roberts, etc. It's sort of body strength. And there's another guy, Sammy Hayden, as he locks up there in the tackle.
So another couple of balls up. Ball
Not
up.
too surprising if you've got the German Arms as your sponsor. Great place to visit post-game. So, a bit of wet weather football here at the moment. Not much clear play. Been an interesting first quarter. I would have thought Goody Saints were going to run away with it, but Hahndorf have made the adjustments, and you have to say it's an even money match right now. The only difference probably being Hahndorf, when they go forward, because it's so rare, tends to be a bit more open, and they've converted with some marks and goals. Now they try and go forward here. Again, a slight push in the back there, I thought, by Nykamp. Umpire says, no, it was on the side. Ball up, attacking an edge of the centre square on the clubhouse wing. Is it Pine Avenue, aka the road to Achunga, where they won the. Was that where they won the premiership last year, Pistols?
Certainly did. As the ball, Williams' kick deflected there, gathered there by Hayden, manages to get a quick kick away up the line, looking up for Dylan Hopgood. Ball close to the line and goes over the boundary line. Yeah, Pine Avenue, Phil, but,
Pine Avenue,
but back in the day, but it's more like Pineless Avenue these days because they've all been taken down a couple of decades ago, but still retaining the name. So ball in half-forward flank just inside the forward arc. Roberts flicks the ball over the back. Chance for a teammate here to sweep. Gets a handball to a teammate in Xander, the young fellow around the corner to the top of the square, lurking there. Hahndorf, but off hands and through for a minor score. So the Pies move to 2-2. Goody Saints are 1-1, and we come out the 20 minutes played here in the Premier v Premier trial game coming to you from German Arms Oval here in Hahndorf. So Goody Saints just working out what's on option. Now it goes towards the coaching box side. Pack sets himself. Big Carter's there. Good strong grab by the big fella. Wastes no time, flicks the ball out towards a teammate there in Favarotti. He gives it back to a teammate in strife. They're trying to burst his way through with Stanton. He's collared cricket pitch area, which amazingly, guys, 2 weeks ago was being used for a Hills cricket semi-final. So, meanwhile, Goody Saints work the ball out here, and there's a loose man out here in Hofsbauer. Told me he's got plenty of pace as he arches the back, and that's a good delivery. Spilt there at the last minute by the big fella in Oakley. And Dennis Raymond alleging that there was a free kick, but meanwhile, the advantage paid to Sammy Williams.
It's almost like circle work. It's come down one side of the ground and a beautiful kick down the other side of the ground. And young Dylan Hopgood it is, just outside the 50. So can they set up? There's a little bit of zigzag leading. Play with the long sleeves. Out he goes. That's not Salt, is it? He looks a bit lighter, that one. No, he's come backwards now with the kick, and he's passed it off to Sam Hayden. Yep. So Sam Hayden would be 45 outside angle. How do you rate his kicking, Pistols? I'm putting you under pressure here, mate.
Very exciting. They have a lot of... they lost their big key forward, Darcy Hurrigan, after a couple of years, but they have a lot of options who cover. They might have guys who don't... They don't put all their eggs in the basket as they did when Hurrigan was there, guys, and they have a guys, bump up with 20, 30 goals, and Sammy Hayden's one of those. Spent a lot of time in the ranks at Sturt. Value his kicking.
All right, comes in. Let's see how he goes.
And of course he's put
floated it out to the right there a bit.
So don't ask me again.
It is a trial, so we'll see the free kick. And just looking whether, we've got to pick the best players, of course, but early on in the game, who's been prominent? Well, Jensch down this end. Cheney's done a couple of little things, but Jensch has sort of been the playmaker down back. And for the opposition, we say, or Goodwood today, I know Scar has been in around it. Favoretto I'd like to see just pick up a little bit as well. And there was a player there before, not young, but Stanton. He gave the ball off and ran really hard, and I'd like to see that for the second effort. So they come in down that far side, right in front of the coach's box. Huge pack. Geez, there would have been 15 in that Goodwood Saints round, just about a full circle there. Player dribble the ball, not an effective kick. Holtzbauer, you don't normally see fumble, just bangs it forward. Oh, big Roberts,
big
look
D
out.
Rob.
He's just like a huge tree trunk, isn't he? Come roaring through and holds it up inside 50 for Hahndorf now. It's about 45 out. So it'll be interesting here. Goodwood Saints is about 4 or 5 at the back of this ball. Carter just pushes around. Now he's got hold of a player. Umpire will ball it up. So I'm going to look 5-10 metres off this pack. A lot of numbers. There's 1 or 2 free for Goodwood Saints. Gets it to the free player. Taken front on. Umpire's fallen over. Up it comes. Onto the wing. Getting too excited. Don't peek too early. That's a grab. In they come. Nice little weave. There's no one up forward. He has kicked that to absolute fresh air. and it's not going to make the scoreline. Good play by the Hahndorf player, but he just bumbled that along, and I reckon, is that Joel Leake?
Joel Leake, yep.
Joel Leake it is who bumbled that out. That was interesting. Pagan's paddock without anyone in it. Phil, no one was home.
Yep, they're all out to pasture. Anyway, going to be a throw-in down the Goodwood side. They're going to your right of screen in the first quarter. In the red today, Hahndorf in the traditional black and white stripes. And the kick around the body, straight to the Hahndorf team, and they will get a long clearance into some space. This will set everybody off. Race for pace between two of the bigger men. Saints will win it. Ends up with Josh Staple, comes in board. Lot of red at the moment. This is Favretto, pretty much in the tee sorter. He lines up. The kick will set his teammate a task to go chase it. That's Burgess, well enough to do it. Spin around, come back. And Skara, the sole Saints goal scorer, was about to say have a second shot, but he plays off to Johnson. He's going to line up 35 metres out, pretty much straight in front. Good to see the Saints just take a little bit of time there to look up, find an open player, and one of their best forward movements so far.
His goal kicking ability here, Phil, not to put the knockers on it.
Well, I'm not sure, actually. We only got the surname, so it wasn't Ollie Johnson who wore 27. Unusual they go from 27 to 46. I reckon this might be a younger Johnson. Doesn't make the distance, so I guess he needs to put a bit more work into his leg muscles. Kick around the body by Skara. He has 2 for the quarter, and Goody Saints have their second 2-1-13. Hahndorf 2-2-14. Let's go Bandry side to Lambo.
Hey boys, I'll tell you what, it's a great game of footy here. And I know it's only a trial, but the on-ballers are having a crack from both sides, and the skill level's pretty good at the moment. So it's a great game to watch.
I tell you, Lambo will be pretty happy because he's had 4 seasons down there at the moment. A little bit of drizzle. Now the sun's out. He'll be calling for the sunblock, and he'll have a chance to...
on 25 minutes that
as
quarter.
Siren has gone. 25 minutes gone, as I said. Hahndorf 2-2, Goody Saints 2-1.
Just a little bit of local knowledge there with the ground. Goodwood Saints player Ollie Johnson was having a kick. As he kicked it, 2 or 3 players gone, yeah, like he's kicked it, and it dropped about 5 metres short.
I think you'll find the breeze is coming from right to left. So it is quarter time. It is Hahndorf 2-2, Goody Saints 2-1, a 1-point margin. Couldn't ask for anything better. Skara with 2 for the Saints. Luke Roberts and Ben Salt, single goal scorers for Hahndorf. We'll take a break. First quarter in the books. Back with so much more, thanks to Filming Footy.
Check out Catch, where everyday Aussies are getting great deals, like Justin's Timber Rake, Sylvester's Cologne, Celine's Dijon, and Camilla's Pasta Bowls. For millions of products, everyday Aussies, check out Catch.
Welcome back, folks. Well, it's getting hot in the kitchen in the OTR Division 1.
Just by coincidence, our yesterday's hero this week happens to be one of Port District's favourite sons, and I speak, of course, of Jamie Baldy Baldacera.
It's that time of the show for Tony's Tales, and he's brought some stuff.
I've got some what we call props.
At Goodwood Saints, it's about development, not just as a footballer, it's about development as a citizen. We've been lucky with Good Sports. Not only do we have the access to the policies and how we can implement those, but there are workshops that Good Sports put on. We attended a drug and alcohol workshop, which was instrumental in us implementing our drug and alcohol policy. Every club has issues in that area, and we want to be on the front foot. Because our junior program is so good, the parents can see a pathway for their children, whether it be boys or girls. We have an inclusive side. So there is a place for everyone in our community to play football at this club. We listen to what Good Sports suggests to us, and it makes our club so much better.
Welcome back. The German Arms Oval here in magnificent Hahndorf, the Battle of the Premiers, and it's been an even contest thus far. Quarter time, the Magpies of Hahndorf 2-2-14, the Saints of Goodwood 2-1-13. Time to go. Boundary side, who's been out to the huddles, down to Craig Lambert. What did you find out, Lambo?
Hey boys, went over to the Hahndorf huddle at quarter time. Look, they were pretty happy with their first quarter. You know, their emphasis is on tackling hard, but pressure, and they just feel if they turn the ball over really quick, the Goodwood Saints are going to be on the back end. So they were very happy in their first quarter, and they're ready to go up to another level, Hahndorf. They reckon, they've just got the cobwebs out a little bit, and they're ready to really fire up and put some pressure on Goodwood to see how good they are in amateur league. And over to you, boys.
Thank you for that, Lambo. Not bad. First huddle cross for the season. Our new intrepid boundary rider. He'll be there at our Div 1 Match Day Live, which starts in 2 weeks. Can't wait. The Goody Saints will be on Action 2 playing Brighton. We'll be live from the balcony at Brighton. So, gentlemen, we'll just get maybe 30 seconds each. Tony, Goody Saints, your thoughts on their first quarter?
Yeah, Scara and Favretto have been good around the clearances. Interesting to see a great contest because they're not getting it all their own way, and we're used to seeing Carter just dominating the ruck every week, and today he's really up against it. That Roberts is a very good ruckman and a big bloke. The other bit with Roberts is he's giving them something around the ground, so I think Carter's got to maybe pick up, and we saw him take a grab out there, but get around the ground a little bit more, and some of the backmen, Lynch and Anderson, are under the pump a little bit as well. Josh Slate, number 10, we like to call them the Sausage Brothers, but anyway, we're away.
All right, back in the centre, Roberts versus Carter. Big D, Rob, got a tap down. Toe poke forward by Williams. Playing in front there defensively. Burns, I think it was, drives the ball down for the Saints as they kick towards the Pine Avenue end this quarter. Leak first in the ball, gets there, got support from Mail, flicks the ball out to Cole Cheney, the boy from Warwicknabill. This way, that way, decides to go backwards, finds a teammate in defence there. Looks like it's Jordan Scholl, one of the young Magpies making his quest to play senior football this year. Puts a high ball to Yench wing. Pack sets himself. Big leap there. Well read there by Salt. Clever hand by the top to Petrenko. Wobbles one forward. Defensive work there comes from the Lynch. Gathered there in the end by Braden Hopgood. Puts it forward. Clash of bodies as the ball goes to ground. Sam Hill on the ground. Ball comes out into Lukey Roberts, gives it to Hill. Cleverly and unselfishly gives to Benny Salt. Strolls into goals and puts the third on the ball for the Magpies. His second of the game. So Hahndorf move on to 3-2 to 2-1. So a couple of young Magpies who, because they got such good depth here, boys, looking to firm their positions up. Shell and then Sam Hill, and finish off by Salt.
They worked this out quite well, didn't they? They put Goodwood under pressure right down forward. And look at them flock in here, a flock of Magpies. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4. Over it comes and through for goal. I'll tell you what, you mentioned there, young Ben Scholl down the other end.
Yeah, as I said, one of the young guys playing last year's reserves flag, and of course looking to, as I said, blessed with riches here. They get about 5 first selection players not playing this afternoon, Hahndorf, as Roberts once again taken in by Ingram. Working hard there is Parker Bowles, hard nut. He's wrapped up in a strong tackle applied by the Goody Saints player there. So once again, umpire Raymond tosses it up. Carter got it down. Working hard at ground level is the big D, Parker Bowles. He goes to ground once again. It's a line ball decision, and umpire Raymond will come in and ball up.
A little bit of tunnel ball. Interesting, the wingers off the ball here, about 30 metres to that side that it was punched. They're playing off each other as it comes down that side of the ground. Now they're going to be free. Just as I was talking about that, Holtzbauer, geez, I'll tell you what, great chase by Salt there, but Holtzbauer had so much acreage out there, he might shift up here to Hahndorf out into the farming. He had that much free space as the umpire brought it to ground. And I'll tell you what, that is fast football. Now, the irony of what I've just called is out this side of the ground now, there's a free Hahndorf player for the switch. So around it comes. Try and get it back inside. Goodwood just pops it right up high. It's inside 52 on 1. Magpies everywhere. They come. Cheney's at the back. Can't quite get around for that one. Quick snap on the left. And he has kicked that goal, and that is a very nice goal. And I reckon that was Fraser Goods or Sam.
No, Fraser Goods.
Fraser Goods, was it? Yep. So nice goal around the corner there. And I'll tell you what we're seeing, gentlemen. It's a little bit of a goal for goal, isn't it? Great game.
Well, Battle of the Premiers, we hype, the biggest hype for a pre-season trial game you've probably ever seen. Worldwide streaming coverage, pre-game interviews, drones, it had it all. And thankfully the game is living up. At least it's a competitive match at the moment, Tony.
And Big Carter there, I've just seen he's resting on the haunches as they do. He's got back into position early, but he played a quarter of the reserves as well, so as we wait for the ball to come back.
A couple of things I've noticed whenever there's a goal down the other end and it misses the netting, it's down the hill, on the road, across the road, in the paddock, in the puddle, in the pond down there. Takes a bit of fetching.
The beauty of community rural football up here, Phil, that's for sure.
Well, you can't have the spare footies because they cost a fair packet. So you've got to make use of the ones you've got. Back in the middle, it's been a licorice all sorts kind of day weather-wise at the moment. Bit of cloud cover, but not much in the way of wind and no rain, which we are thankful for at the moment, especially our camera crew. It's going to be eventually a Hahndorf clearance. That is courtesy of Hopgood. They're going to go inside 50 with the high kick. Leading out there was Nykamp. Gets the player to go to ground. Ooh. The pressure from the Hahndorf forwards in this second quarter has been magnificent. On this occasion, the holding the ball turned into an in the back. And the Saints will relieve some pressure momentarily. Low kick to Jack Carter in the defensive goal square.
Look at Hahndorf set up here. In lines.
They've got it well marked out, sign of a well-disciplined, organised team. Running with pretty much, I think they're running with 21-22 today, whereas Goodwood are playing with about 28. So you should see when they rest some of their bigger names, the Saints. But the kick across, quick movement by Goodwood has ended up with a Hahndorf mark and a bonus 50 metres.
So Joel Leake, who unfortunately pulled a hamstring in the grand final, boys, in the victory over Lobethal, but good to see him back fully fit for the start of the season.
Did he get a medal?
Yes, he did get a medal. He handballs off the edge. Edge pulls the trigger, sets up towards Roberts, who was bundled off the ball, out of position, but meanwhile the mark being taken here by Cooper Nykamp. Very exciting football, these boys. This guy, boys, took a sensational mark in the grand final. Has been down training with the Crows, possible top-up player, but has come back to play at Hahndorf. But as I said, a proven goal kicker for the Pies over the last 2 years. So he'd be some 35 to 40 metres out, going towards the club, social club end. Staggering approach, drop punt, kicks through the ball, and the suspenseful goal umpire has signalled a behind. So one behind to Nykamp.
Knew it was a behind as soon as you gave him a plug.
So bringing the ball out of attack, I think it was Slape. Long kick towards the coaching box side. Over the top there, got his hands to it, but spilling it in the end was Burgess. Ball stacked in there. Roberts over the top. Ball comes in once again, held in there. Was Hopgood, the Braden variety, so the umpire will come in and ball up. So Carter and the big D, Rob. Carter got it down to a teammate, tries to bustle his way through. Going back is Parker Bowles, the junkyard dog. Great tackle, second effort there as he took the ball out of Blessing. Once again, Parker Bowles, that second, third efforts there, very important.
Just very quickly, Parker, which one is the junkyard dog?
Troy, number 30, because his brother back, Zabian, who's back from playing down at Sturt. Ball taken forward here for the Pies. Dylan Hopgood getting involved. Good defensive work once again by Slape along the boundary line right in front of the coaching box. Coach Matty Golding for the Pies studying his troops, and the umpire will come in. Looks like it's going to be a ball up here, Tony.
Yeah, so right in front of Matty Golding now. Up it goes. Oh, big now fresh ruckman on there, and just stood there. Perella it is, and he's a tall unit, actually.
I reckon he's played with Sturt and Westies, if he's the same Perella I'm thinking
He's
of.
got about a foot on the other ruckman as we speak at the moment. Puts his body in, comes towards the ball, bobbling around now on the ground. 2 or 3 players. Oh, handballed it straight to Petrenko. He'd be lapping that up. In it goes, out it goes, in it goes. Jench, it is Petrenko. Quick handball here and there, just a bomb forward, inside out Screwy, and standing in front is young player there with Tom Lynch. So over it comes. Handball here. The pressure's on. I love Hahndorf's pressure. Long kick down the half-back flank. Good hands up, Dukes here. This is Slape. No left foot, so goes on the right and messes up that kick, but gets good meterage, 40, 50 metres. That's where you do need the left foot. And
I was just going to say that must be the most common name in football, boys. Tom Lynch.
Tom Lynch is getting that way
everywhere.
There's a few of them. There's only one good one, and he's at the Tigers. Anyway, so ball comes in. Over it comes. Big pack. Out it comes Goodwood. Can they hit a target? That's what they're after. They're just outside 50 now. Players pointing. Sam Lowby it is. Geez, I'll tell you what, he's going back as if he's going to have a look at this. He's 50 out.
Got the Dennis
just
Lilly
while
one
he's
up here,
lining
Tony.
up, Tony will go boundary side to Lambo quickly.
Boys, the pressure out here is unbelievable, and if there's a turnover from any side, they make you pay.
And Lambo, when you're the boundary rider, mate, you're not on the field. You have to do a player count now. 19 players on the field, mate.
Meanwhile, the shot for goal has gone through.
Sensational.
So, sorry about that. We're going to do the quick cross and back to Tony to call the goal. Nice goal, wasn't it, Tony?
Who kicked it? No, Lauby kicked it. Yeah, it was a nice goal. And I'll tell you what, he was a fair way out, but good on him. So they're pushing again, so 3-3 to 4-1. 6 shots to 5 here, and I'll tell you what, this is a fantastic game of football for a pre-season trial. One of the keys to the game I was going to speak about, will the scoreboard be an influence? Not a really big one, but I'll tell you what, there's a little bit on it, Pistols.
So back in the centre, rucks go of Matty Roberts. This time, cricket pitch area, busting his way through there was Xavier Parker Bowles, and he'll draw a free kick.
So Hahndorf suddenly found themselves behind by 4 points. It's been a back and forth game, which has been good to watch. There's one you'd like to leave in the pre-season, kicking into the man on the mark. Plenty of Magpies there, though, although it will spill. There might be a chance here. Some quick hand passing, ending up with Burgess. Couldn't quite take it down. You think there's an open player in the red if they can get it out of the pack, but nothing doing. It's going to be a ball up inside the centre circle. Almost catastrophe there for Hahndorf. So Carter's back in ruck. Spills to his opponent's feet. Carter just shows no regards for his opponent to grab it off him. Kick around the body on this occasion by Barry. Only as far, and has been a free kick called. Will go the way of the Maggies. Nick Ingram has it.
There are other ruckmans out there too, Phil, so that's interesting from Goodwood. Both are out there.
I'll be interested to know who's going to ruck the final quarter, because Carter was part of the B-grade side. That won by about 12 goals against the Hahndorf, so sort of a mixture of A's and B's. Magpies are moving it nicely. Dylan Hopker, one of the players in that chain of hand passes, comes inside the forward 50 arc. Picking it up, getting the hand pass away quickly was Jack Carter. Working some little bit of brilliance there by the boundary line, Josh Slate. His kick down the inch wing. Needs some teammates. In the end, not the greatest of hand passes by Ellis. I will pass to you, Pistols, at the next break, which is going to be about... No, not now. Yes, it is. Just spills out of bounds. 10.5 minutes gone. It is Goodwood by 4 points.
It is hot in the kitchen, that's for sure. As we said, boys, for a pre-season trial, the pressure's certainly on there. So free kick going there to Clark for the Saints. Down towards the scoreboard pocket. Off hands there. Going hard is Xavier. Parker Bowles gets out the edge. Kick around the shoulder. High ball. Camped on as Troy. Parker Bowles spills the ball. Once again tapped forward by Clark. Mail with a attempted clearance was smothered well by the Goody Saints player there and out over the boundary line. So as we said, no beg your pardons here, and both sides were looking to approach this as a round one game. I know Luke Donaldson spoke of that in his interview with Tony. So meanwhile, the ball comes out to Petrenko. Won't sit for him, goes to ground level. Backed up there by Parker Bowles of the Z variety. Fumble in the cricket pitch area. Oh, strong work there by Bleesing. Finally a clearing kick away for the Saints towards half forward. Off hands. Taken by Shell. He looks for support. Goes out the back door. Finds Mail. Shoots out a handball towards Troy. Parker Bowles. Will it sit for him? Yes, it does. Another string of handballs out there to Cheney. The pass Crow, Demon and Hawk. Gets it up. Oh, fumbled there by Sammy Hayden. Goes to ground. Oh, great support there for Mail. Finally the ball comes out here towards Barry. Chips it forward for the Saints. And a bit of a turnover there has made the Magpies pay as the mark has been taken some just inside the 50-metre arc. Wait for this play to turn around. Looks like it is Sam Lowby, the last goal kicker, Tony.
Popped up a bit. So, you call it. He took that mark and, what do you reckon?
I reckon he might get this one.
Well, don't want to put the knockers on him like I did before. So Lowby has proven a goal kicker as he sets towards the Pine Avenue end, but this time it's drifted a bit wide. So Goody Saints 4-2, Hahndorf for 3-3, 12.5 minutes gone here, second term.
Okay, so we're seeing the Hahndorf set up here. Cheney's free out there on the right and just chips it to him. The interesting bit is here, you can get that first kick. It's what happens next. Is it just a bomb down the line? Is he going to pick someone off? Yanch is calling for it back in inside. Doesn't go. So there's not a real big fan of that. It's just a kick down the line. Big pack forms. You want to hope for a clearance. Petrenko's been lively this quarter. He's been in everything. Players congest, ball up on the far side, and that's the value of, I guess, using the ball rather than just that bomb down the line, because here we have a ball up. Goodwood Saints quite easily could turn this around. Ball just tunnelled out the back there. Hahndorf players willing to put their head over the ball, just handballing up. So the ball's been stuck out there for 2 or 3 contests now. Hahndorf haven't gone any further forward. Goodwood Saints are going to try and get this ball back into their forward line, put Hahndorf under pressure. The big ruckman there just reaches through with about a 6-foot arm long and punches it. A lot of congestion. Now there's a player free out the back. Hahndorf away. Takes a bounce. 2 players converge on him. Leaves one free. Nice little handball over, but the kick wasn't the best into the forward line. So Goodwood Saints take the gamble, run in, and umpire has called that as a throw-in right in front of us again here. And that was Tom Lynch just getting the ball. So, throw in.
So, beautiful day for some pre-season footy. We thank our broadcast sponsors, Filming Footy, catch.com.au, Dartfish, you'll give us all the stats through the year, Interchanger, Villies with Lambo on the boundary as well, and we've got Archers as well as that's. Well, can you recall boundary throw-ins? Because either that or Goodwood were missing their ruckman, but there's a lot of red, so no damage done by that. The clearing kick towards half-forward, and a good strong mark should have been paid. And look, I'm not a general bagger of umpires, but he had his ground well. That was Will Clark, and should have been rewarded on this semi-wet day. Anyway, clearance to Hahndorf, which is heading towards our caravan. Just manages to bounce for touch, and it will be a throw-in.
And he cleans up Hahndorf's staff photographer Roy Liebeck down there. Almost got a possession down there with the lens.
He's getting any closer, he'd need some insurance, and being that close, he probably does. Boundary throw-in. Hahndorf, you think, would like the next goal. They trail by 5 points. There really hasn't been any more than a goal in it through the course of the afternoon, as we've got Ridgewell who will clear. Gets it on to Hughes. He's usually the goal scorer. There's a bit of red here on the Jensch wing if they can spring it free. Here comes Goodwood. It sets up with Tommy. No, that wasn't Tommy Carter, but the kick inside was on a red player. Will the ball set? No, it won't. Lots of black and white. Umpires on their side as well. How can you win against those odds, Pistol?
Xavier Parker Bowles chips it out wide, finds Sammy Hayden, and just the intricacies of the bounce of the football there, it eluded everyone. So Hayden decides to switch play across to the scoreboard pocket, which reads 3-3. The Pies trailing Goody 4-5 and Matty Jensch. So Jensch chips it short to Sammy Williams in those standout orange boots here this afternoon. Pretty fair conditions. We've had a bit of drizzle, but the sun trying to poke through here. So Williams sees what's on offer. He'll go towards the Jensch wing. Ball sits up. Pat Gathers. Luke Roberts is a target. Over the back was Parker Bowles. Flipped it on. Quick kick up at the line by the Pies. Running out there, it's all Goodwood. Ball gathered nicely there by Carter. Repels the attack, puts it back up. But Hayden, who actually started the movement in the back pocket, takes the ball here. So half-back flank area for the Pies. Survey what's on offer. Pretty crowded out there at the moment, Tony. So he looks like he'll go long up the line. In fact, comes out towards the boundary line close. Pack sets himself Hopgood in there. Camp was looming, but once again repelled by Favoretto for the Goody Saints. Going back there, it's built by Trent Mail. Gets assistance there from Shell. Manages to get a handball away, sweeping against Mail. A good second effort there. Goes to ground under pressure from the Saints. And we'll have a throw up. 16.5 minutes gone. 3-3 Hahndorf. Trail Goody 4-2.
How good was that kick by Favoretto? It just took off. And what happened? All the midfielders couldn't keep up. They've all had to run down to try and get there. So Goodwood Saints just on the 50 here. Player trying to push off. Gets spun 360. Gets a kick in, just a bomb into the forward line. Well, not into the forward line, over the fence. Thank goodness for the netting.
I think it might have been Laube there, Tony.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. I'm not sure the socks down, but I was just going to say.
Had the kick.
Yeah, young Laube has been in everything, and I saw him a moment ago. Geez, he turned the Jets on. He took on a player of his own and a player of the opposition and beat them all and got the ball. He's been in everything this quarter. Anyway, in it comes. Just interesting looking at the old long sleeves there. Oh, big Roberts. Hey, says if he can take a mark like his father, fair effort. They're probably sick of hearing that. Geez, they come outside here, Hahndorf, which really squeezes up the ground. Player drops a chest mark. Over it goes Petrenko, just stands still, gives it back over the top, and fantastic reading there by Slape. That ball was out. He was out. Played on.
No, the whole ball has to be out.
Thanks, Phil. In it comes. Slape it is again. I tell you what, if he's kicked the goal there, unfortunate. That was Slape, one of the brothers. Now look at him here. Hahndorf, they're away. Players free. Another player on the half-back flank. Can they load up? We talked about circle work. This is the kick that's important. Don't just burn it and waste it. Jensch calls in the hot spot, doesn't get it. Down the wing it goes again. So real close to the boundary line. Goodwood Saints can't quite repel. Another throw in. So that's happened 2 or 3 times this quarter where the ball... I haven't taken a breath, have I, Phil? That's
I'm waiting for you to do the Kenny tap and just explode. I'll get them up. It's a throw-in, the clubhouse wing in front of the aforementioned clubhouse here at Hahndorf, well, German Arms Oval here in Hahndorf. And laying a strong tackle there was Sammy Hayden on his Saints opponent, Favoretto. That's one way to keep him from taking off with the football. Clark with the tap for the Saints in front of the Goodwood supporters there, the players who would have had a crack in the B grade. And their bench. They're going to get the clearance here. Important work there by Scott Blessing. It's inside their forward 50 arc. Here's Lorby. Wasn't going to escape that time. High kick. Bounce is critical. Favours the Saints. They're going to work it through hands. Shot on goal. Straight in front by Barry. Can't miss territory. And the Goody Saints have their biggest lead of the game. They are 5-3. That is 33. Hahndorf will be 3-3-21. Almost 20 minutes gone. Tony.
Just on that, Phil, a lot of those players did the hard work there, and he just stood back and said, well, look, I'll get on the end of the handball and just stand here and step in and kick a goal.
Let's go Bantry side to Lambo.
Just quickly, the last few minutes, Goody Saints have really applied a lot of pressure and setting up some good goals. Good game of footy.
So Goody Saints, the last 3 goals of the contest. So Pies scored in the opening 90 seconds. Haven't kicked a goal since. They'll be needing to fight back here. Ball one down there. Here's another forward movement by Favoretto. Finds his Saints teammate there in Nick Burgess. Second best in their premiership win last year. So a key performer. So Burgess just on the edge of the 50-metre square, goes towards the Pine Avenue, and a bit of a mung kick, gets down there. Good spoil there by Jens, brings the ball to ground. Sneaking around the corner there is Barry, the last goal kicker. Chips across the face. There's a chance here for the Pies. Oh, well done there by young Cameron Zander, I think it is. Goes out towards the half-back flank area, looking for a teammate there. 2-1, you know, I win that, and it's the Saints. So as Favoretto brings the ball back inside and finds an unmarked couple of teammates. Could have been a raffle there, boys. But finally the mark taken for the Saints there. Wait for him to turn around.
They're pushing forward, aren't they, Goodwood? They're just starting to get on top a little bit through
Fraser
the middle.
Goods. So Fraser Goods, who kicked the goal early in the game. So Fraser Goods, as I said, kicked the first goal for the Saints at the 2-minute mark of the second term. Deliberate approach. He steers that one through, so that's his second for the quarter. Fourth for the quarter for the Saints. They move the 6-3 to 3-3.
Let's go boundary side again to Lambo. As we'll try Lambo. He just needs to turn his mic on.
Going on in the time on the last quarter. The last 2 minutes from Goody Saints going forward, their pressure's been unbelievable. Hence, that's why they're 3 goals up right at the moment.
The first run-on that we have seen in this contest. Of course, they are fixed 25-minute quarters, Tony, which means Hahndorf have 3 and a bit minutes to do something about this deficit.
So, taken high there player, calling out, and has appealed for Braden Hopgood. So, he's going to get a free kick, copped one in the head. Favoretto's come about 30 metres back.
He's got the advantage too.
50 metres, so this will be a shot at goal, and he'll only be about 25 out by the time that umpire stops. Just pop in here, and I'm going to come to something in a moment. So, he just wanders in. Braden Hopgood. Nice casual approach, straight through the high diddle, and there's a sausage roll for them. Just looking at the ruckman, for those watching the game, Big Carter's one of the premium ruckmen in Division 1. He lines up like a right-hander, and he runs in, and a lot of the time he actually uses his left arm to tap, which is closest to the opposition ruckman. So it's an interesting little thing that he does. And Roberts, I saw earlier Carter tried to bowl him out the way in a throw-in, and he sort of ran in and bounced off him, which you don't normally see. So Roberts is really holding his own. Just watch this one here. You see they're both on the opposite angle where a right-hander would start, maybe. Comes in. Well, doesn't even try. Roberts just taps that down and streaming forward there. Hahndorf, nice kick, and just slipped through the fingers of Tom Lynch, but great recovery. Good link up down the wing. Geez, Goodwood Saints players just converging on that ball as it rolls out of bounds on the far side.
Half-time is imminent, just 2 minutes away. We'll take a break at half-time, but come back and have a chat about where we see the Hills League going this year, where we see the Adelaide Footy League going this year. Set you up for a big season ahead with the round one of both competitions, just 2 weeks away. It's a hard footy to be won there at the moment, and it will be the men in red who do it. Some good link-up work, working on the opposites of the outer wing. Thump from behind. We'll see it spill out of bounds. Of course, it is a running clock at 25 minutes. That will suit Hahndorf, who would not want to concede a goal in the final minute or so of this half. They have conceded, I would suggest, well, Hahndorf did kick the last one. Before that, they conceded about 3 in a row. Boundary throw in right by the entrance to the German Arms Oval. Carter does some roving work. He's tackled, drops the ball. That's holding the ball. Hills League, Adelaide League, AFL, sometimes Pistols.
Absolutely. So it looks like Parker Boz with the free kick deep in defence. Bit of a wobbly kick up there. Clean bounce past Luke Roberts. Good work by brother Daniel at ground level. The big man taken high. No, said umpire Raymond. Working his way out there was Holsborough. Ball comes back out here. Ingram, the look-away handball to Mayo, who's run down. Quickly gets it back here to Jens. Jens gives it back to Scholl. Jens again around the corner. High kick finds Grivell. Had to be centimetre perfect, I test by the boundary line, but looked like it was over the boundary line. So free kick, looks like it might be Burns, I think, in the distance there for the Goody Saints. So the Saints, one last opportunity is nearly 25 minutes away, so can they get a goal in the final seconds of this game? High kick towards the top of the square, big leap there by Parker Boz. I tell you what, he did get a hand for it. The Goody Saints boys getting excited. They thought it might have been a goal, but off hands through for a minor score. So 6-3, 4-3, or was it 6-4? We'll just verify that as the siren goes.
6-4.
Yes, the siren goes in the background. So that's end of a very entertaining half of football, given it's only a trial match here, boys. So I'll take it it's 6-4 Goodwood, leading Hahndorf 4-4 here at the German Arms Oval.
Scoreboard, and look, I love the scoreboard. I love one of those. Back in my Plimpton days, my first job in footy was the scoreboard. But yes, they have given Hahndorf the point instead of Goodwood. Meanwhile, we're going to have an interview. Our intrepid boundary rider, Craig Lambert, is going to pull Tom Carter out of the huddle up. And so we'll just hold fire here, and when Carter turns up and hopefully the PA tones down, we'll go to Lambo.
So half-time, boys, and the score is 6-3 to 4-4. I got big Carts from Goody Saints. Carts, what do you think of the first half, mate?
Oh, you can tell why they've won. Was it four in a row? They're fucking big. They're hard. Sorry about the swearing. It's a good contest. They're doing well. That big ruckman is giving me a little bit of grief, but unfortunately I can't finish the game. I've got to go to my cousin's wedding with my old brother, but it's been great. Hopefully we can do this again later, another year or something like that. But it's been really good. The boys are really good, and we're happy to be out here and given the opportunity to do something like this.
Good stuff, mate. No, it's a great game of footy, and I think everybody's loving it up here, mate. All the best for the rest of the game. Thanks a lot, Carts. See you, mate.
Have a good one.
Well, there you have the joys of live streaming. Every boundary rider's favourite nightmare. And if I read that right, he played early, so he's got a brother's wedding. So cousins. Well, enjoy the day.
Got to be careful how we say that up here, I guess. Brothers, cousins, there's a bit of everything going on around the place, but could be worse.
Let's bring it all back to the game, gentlemen.
They sell out the family tickets here, Tone, if that's what you mean.
I was just going to say, interesting there, Petrenko had a really good first half of that quarter, if not first 18 minutes. And I know Holsbauer was on him, and I think they're just announcing something about a wedding there. But Holsbauer really tightened up on him, and Petrenko went out of the game a little bit there. And it'll be interesting this second half how the boys go with the petrol tickets, because it's been a high-octane game.
It is. We might take a break because our commentary is going out over the PA system. I've got no idea how that's actually happened, but we'll take a break, play some ads because they pay the bills, and we'll have a further chat. Hope you're enjoying the Battle of the Premiers from the Germans Arms Oval.
At Carlton Football Club, we use Interchange Pro software to manage our rotations on game day with our men's team, women's team and VFL affiliate Northern Blues. The software is simple and user-friendly and gives us a great idea of how to manage our players' rotations during a match. Interchange Pro provides concise information about players' time on ground and time on the bench. We can also see how long players have been on the ground and configure accurate alerts for individual players to manage their rotations and game time. Using the software, we can keep track of how many minutes our players have played on the ground and spent on the bench for the whole entire season, creating a database. We find Interchange Pro a great solution to managing our players' rotations on game day, and it'll be a great tool at community level too.
Check out Catch, where everyday Aussies get what they need for less. Like mixed joggers, Bill's Gate, Sarah Jessica's Parker, and Kim's Kardashian. For all the brands they love, everyday Aussies, check out Catch. Check out Catch, where everyday Aussies are getting great deals, like Justin's Timber Rake, Sylvester's Cologne, Celine's Dijon, and Camilla's Pasta Bowls. For millions of products, everyday Aussies, check out Catch.
Welcome back, folks. Well, it's getting hot in the kitchen in the OTR Division 1.
Just by coincidence, our yesterday's hero this week happens to be one of Port District's favourite sons, and I speak, of course, of Jamie Baldy Baldacera.
It's that time of the show for Tony's Tales, and he's brought some stuff.
I've got some what we call props.
At Goodwood Saints, it's about development, not just as a footballer, it's about development as a citizen. We've been lucky with Good Sports. Not only do we have the access to the policies and how we can implement those, but there are workshops that Good Sports put on. We attended a drug and alcohol workshop, which was instrumental in us implementing our drug and alcohol policy. Every club has issues in that area, and we want to be on the front foot. Because our junior program is so good, the parents can see a pathway for their children, whether it be a boys or girls. We have an inclusive side. So there is a place for everyone in our community to play football at this club. We listen to what Good Sports suggests to us, and it makes our club so much better.
Great game of footy I've got with me tonight, today at half-time. I've got Graham from the Hahndorf Footy Club. How are you, Graham?
Good, thanks, mate. Yes, pleasure to be here. Thanks for the invitation.
Not a problem, and I think we're seeing two really strong teams really having a crack, and it's a bloody good game of footy, mate.
Yeah, we were looking forward to the comp. We know that Goody Saints are way up there amongst. We had played Hahndorf United last week and went down by a couple of goals, and they said this might be a fair bit better than them. So no, it's been a great contest. We love a good game of footy. So yeah, it's great.
Fantastic. Driving up here this morning, mate, 25 k's from Adelaide, going down the main street. It's just a beautiful place, Hahndorf, and no doubt it's a big community for the footy. And the rumour has it you're going for 4 in a row. And just tell us a little about like last year, off-season maybe, and how can we get 4 in a row, Graham?
Yeah, well, hopefully we can get 4 in a row, mate. We've lost a couple of players, but we've picked up obviously picked up Petrenko. A couple of other good boys coming back from Sturt. Pre-season they've had 3 sessions before Christmas, and then we've been training since late January right through to now. We work pretty hard here at the footy club, and you don't get results if you don't work hard, and it's ours has sort of come right through from our junior ranks. We work very hard on our junior footy, and that's what we're starting to see the results now. Boys are coming back from Sturt. Last year in the grand final, out of the 21 that played, 17 were our kids, so we had 4 imports, so really, it's a pretty good effort, I think.
I reckon that's magnificent. It starts at a young age, and I think what's important with any footy club is your culture and the people you have working for you and all that. Want to just mention a few of your main sponsors, Graham, and the people that you really appreciate?
Yes, certainly Hagen Menzel, Brian and Jenny Menzel, and their son Matthew. They look after us every year very, very well. Harcourt's Mount Barker, Trent Shorland, and also Rostow Homes, Stan Parker. they're our three majors, and luckily this year we've just picked up an oval sponsor, which is the New German Arms Hotel. So when I say the New German Arms Hotel, it's been the German Arms Hotel for years, but new proprietors, and they've come on board as an oval sponsor, and that's really helped things out. But we got a guy that looks after our sponsorship, Shane Squires, who magnificent. You know, we're going to double our sponsorship this year. That's going to be worth quite a bit of money to us, so it's really good.
Well, I think that's fantastic, and success plays a big role in that, because if the club's going well, people want to get on board. They're prepared to outlay, spend money, knowing they'll get a return. So what's your predictions? Look, it's been a really close game at the moment, and if Hahndorf are going to get up and win, are they fit at the moment? What do you reckon, Graham?
Yeah, I think our fitness is pretty good. Our coach thrives a fair bit on fitness. I mean, it's a great contest, and I think we're going to get up by about 10 or 15 goals, quite frankly. No, I think at this stage your blokes just seem a little bit bigger and a bit better with the hand. I mean, sorry, not your blokes, but Goody Saints a bit more.
The City Slickers.
The City, yeah, that's it. A bit more sure with their hands, but we've got guys that can certainly improve a little bit, I think, in the second half.
Yeah, for sure. And what I'm noticing too, look, both teams are drilled beautifully.
Yes.
They know where to run, they know where to chase. Hahndorf, you know, it's their home ground. They know where to run.
Yeah, they certainly know this ground, and we've had a lot of great contests here and a lot of good wins. You were just talking about before about helping that. I couldn't be more happy with the committee I've got. You know, our board we've got a lot of professional type people on there. It makes my job so much easier. I just sit back and sort of, well, not relax, but I know things will get done if I ask, and I'm an asker type person. Either ask if I don't want to do it, they don't do it. But no, I'm very, very blessed to have the committee I've got, so it's great.
Fantastic, mate. Before we go, mate, as a commentary team, we've had a great time coming up here. We're just waiting for our snacks from your canteen at 3/4 time with a few coffees, mate.
Yeah.
But I know you can organise that for us. But overall, mate, it's been a pleasure talking to you, and all the best for the rest of the season. And I reckon this should be a game that could happen every year, mate.
Yeah, well,
I reckon we could.
I think we pencil it in and do that, yeah.
And have a cup or something, you know what I mean?
That's right. Yep, the pre-season cup or something. I'll see if you want to send one of your boys over, I might be able to get you a coffee.
No, that's okay, mate. We know some of the boys like a donut. And,
yeah, we got none of that here today. Well, we got we're only doing hot dogs and chips and gravy. It's a bit of a learning period for all of us, really, a trial game. So you know, we just swing by the arm of our pants, if you know what I mean.
That's fine, yeah. And before we go, mate, because sometimes we don't get opportunities to talk about footy in the club. Is just before we leave, mate, is there something you'd like to just say to the community or to your people out there?
Yeah, I'll just be honest again this year. I think we've got a great chance of going 4 in a row, like winning the fourth one. Bees, we should be in amongst it as well. And as I say, we've got a great club and we've got a good supporter base. And let's get out and follow the Mighty Magpies.
Fantastic, Graham. Look, thanks for your time today. And with clubs that have people like you on board, they go places, mate. And no doubt you're heart and soul and you've got passion for the club. Appreciate the interview. Thanks very much, mate.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. Thank you.
Thank you, Lambo. The intrepid Craig Lambert, interviewing players, presidents, filling in beautifully into the slot. He'll be part of our Matchday Live coverage. One at Pistols, wanted to quickly talk about Hills Footy League for this year. Starts in 2 weeks. First question, the league is restructuring its country and Division 1, going from 2 9-a-side comps to 1 10, 1 8. Bridgewater Callington are making the move up, even though they didn't play finals in the country last year. Do you think that's going to work okay?
Well, the fact I think a lot of people are pretty happy, the clubs, that it will be an even comp, because there's a bye which can become a bit messy. But the situation is, they're at the discretion of the league. They do have conditions to be promoted between the grades or dropped. But with the promotion, they sort Bridgewater Callington will bring something to the competition, and rightly so. Bridgewater were actually relegated in that interesting Achunga incident, which we haven't got time to go into, but they were relegated in the 2015 season and actually won a flag down in Div 2, so the Raiders have sort of rebuilt and coming back. But I was talking to their coach, actually, you mentioned Phil the other night, Sam Miles, former Sturt player and Mount Lofty footballer, won a couple of Mar medals for the Devils, 6 times best and fairest. He's gone down to coach Bridgewater Callington Raiders, and he's looking pretty keenly about the Raiders consolidating their spot and showing that they're worthy of promotion. But I think the major issue with the Hills Football League, you asked me the question, I think at the moment it might be a lot of country competitions, regional competitions, which I guess we are, even though only 20k from the GPO. Juniors.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, a lot of in the Division 2, there's a shortage of juniors in all of these little places, Macclesfield, Meadows.
So by juniors, we're talking not your under 8s, 10s, but more your
the modifieds.
Colts.
Modifieds are, say, under 10s. So we're looking at under 14s, 16s and 18s. And a big problem, in fact, with the 2 divisions in the under 16 comp and under 18 comp, both divisions have come together. So it'll be a one-tier competition. In fact, Birdwood were the only under 16 team from Div 2 to nominate. So they'd be playing against the bigger places like Mount
and
Barker.
a place like Mount Barker would be
or
just
Blackwood, of course.
Or Blackwood, absolutely.
Yeah, so and it has its problems, but I said it's not just alienated the Hills Football League. But
it strikes me as, I mean, it's the second. Adelaide Footy League is the largest going from north to south. Hills is probably the largest second after that.
Yes,
and has such a diversity of teams like a Blackwood up to, say, a Macclesfield.
Yeah, and you've got to cater for little places like Mount Torrens, as you said, Kersbrook, Mackie, and Blackwood and Mount Barker being metropolises, and it's a problem for the administrators.
And
but anyway,
as we get underway, can anyone stop Hahndorf going again this year?
Well, it'll be hard to beat, as you said, as we get underway, but they're such a powerful side. But they're putting up a pretty good show here at the moment to show that they will be around the mark as the ball drives forward here. Good work by Leek, pushed it forward, but trapping the ball well there was Oakley. Feeds out a handball to a Goody Saints teammate who's got time to steady and have a shot. Could this be opening score for Goody Saints? Close to the line. At the goal line. Toe poked over. I think we'll give that to the... What is the call? Goal umpire, leaving us all in suspense.
They're going to come up to us, Pistols.
Yeah, they have to go to the men in the box. But I reckon it was the guy on the ground, perhaps.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, the great thing is we have a Dartfish replay. Courts Adelaide Hills, one of the great sponsors.
Nick Burgess, was it?
I attempted there the scissors kick by 19.
I reckon Burgess.
Was it Burgess? We'll give it to him. But, they strike early within the first minute, stretching their lead.
Nick Burgess confirmed.
11 points lead at half-time, so now they're out to 17. So, and answering your question, yes, look, Loberthal, Onka Valley been around the mark, of course, Blackwood's, but going for 4 in a row, which has only been achieved once in the Hills Football League competition. So back in the centre, umpire Raymond pitches the ball up early was Roberts, taken here by the Goody Saints player Ellis. He's lacked up in the tackle by Parker Bowles of the Troy for Vori, and ball in the centre of the square again. Once again, Roberts. As you said, his opponent, Perella, in rugby, because Carter obviously going off to some nuptials this afternoon. Has a good, strong attack on the ball once again. It was Burgess, I think it was, goes to ground, feeds it out to a teammate in Barry, sets up an opponent. Here's Burgess again, second effort. Here's a chance for Shell, gets it out to Ingram, who fumbled the ball, backed up there by Shell, feeds out a handball. It's half-time, might have given a bit of nerves as fumbles by both sides at the moment. Comes out the back door to Jentsch. He'll do something useful. High kick out looking towards an opponent. Big leap there. Almost a big mark there. Grabbed by Sammy Hill. Ball goes to ground. Finally a clearing kick once again by the Saints. Leaping out there. Big leap. Jentsch standing his ground. Takes a pretty gutsy mark there as bearing down him was Oakley.
And he looks out this side this time because he's done a couple of those kicks down the line today, but Goodwood are more standing a spot than a player. So down the line he goes again, about 40 metres, just up in the air, and nice hands there. Good jukes there, young player in front. So going back, setting up, a lot of players spread down through the ground here. There'd be 25, 30 players. So he goes short to Sam Williams, holds it all up again. They're not getting their own way. Jentsch wants it inside, clapping his hands. Player back here, Trent Mail, on his own if he wants him. Goes long down the line again. Nice looking kick, almost inside the 50. Big pack off hands. Can it come out? Petrenko it was. Got it out. Goodwood Saints now through Mason Ellis. He's been at the ball a little bit. Pack forms again. Umpires let this go a little bit. Players just a little bit slow to get up off the ground there. Poor old Tom Lynch at the back of the pack just crawls away. Hobbles away on one leg. Can't quite, he's not picking anyone up off the back of that pack either, so no one is luck the ball will come to him now. Anyway, up it goes. Big tap forward. Oh, come through. Petrenko went to ground early. Guess what? There's Lynch. Can't quite take it. Puts in a good little battle. So ball out of bounds there. Just that little lull in the game that maybe the players just needed 2 or 3 minutes into the start of the quarter. But she's been running at a hectic pace. Petrenko again, lively. He's in around this ball. Ball goes up. Ruckman just didn't get off the ground there, Big Perella. So comes out Goodwood Saints. Handball inside along the ground. Favretto dives on it. Can't quite get it up. Who can be at the player with the clean hands here? It's still bobbling around. Free kick to the man in blue boots. Nick Ingram with blue boots. So he's going for the pair of thongs today, I reckon. He's wanting us to see him.
Thanks to Archers, we've got the special sandals/thongs to our MVP. We always love our MVP, and Lambo will be doing the post-game interview for us.
Look at Jens running there. He's trying to get a square of the ball kick. Just about anyone off the ground there, and now he's standing with hands on hips as if to say, well, I hope you kick it, mate, because I probably would have. But no, with all due respect, he's 40 out, comes in, launches it. Nice looking kick too. Or set play because didn't make the distance. Oh, is that up and down?
Hayden.
Another snap.
Sammy Hayden,
was it? Number 3?
Yep.
Nice little snap. So we've seen a snap at each end. Geez, it's one of those games, isn't it? Goal for goal, snap for snap. Go on, Phil.
Well, Hahndorf needed that one. It's their 5th goal of the game. Let's go boundary side down to Lambo.
Boys, contested footy is the winner at the moment. Those who are winning the contested footy will win.
The gospel according to Lambo.
He's spot on there. Righto, Phil, how you see it in the middle? The big fella there, Perella, he's a big ruckman, isn't he?
He is, and I tell you, if he's the backup ruckman, Goodwood Saints, that's a big get. They've always been good in the big man department. As a Hahndorf go, looking for back-to-back goals here, the Dorfies of the Hills Footy. I love that nickname. I'm going to run with that for the rest of the game, if you don't mind, Pistols. Well, I won't get in trouble. I won't get banned from the club rooms if I use it.
No, well, as Tony alluded to, you upset one person, you upset the whole crowd because they're all related.
Okay, well, that's Tony's doing as it's over the fence. I used to have a slight problem. I had a more colourful commentator in my radio days, and every time he said something out of line, there'd be a phone call to the station on Monday saying, I'd said it.
Well, it's good that people are listening to you.
That's it. If no one complains, no one's listening. Good point. As the kick forward by the Hahndorf side there, that was Lukey Roberts, just to the right of goal post behind. They go to 5-4, 2 goals behind Goodie Saints.
I thought you actually meant, Phil, that was a good point. One of the best points seen on the Hahndorf Oval. So trying to retrieve the ball now.
So the ball being retrieved. And I tell you, good crowd in the house here today, boys, watching this, and trust you're enjoying it, a live stream coverage. Ball comes out here. Hayden sets himself. Big leap there. Ball comes down. Petrenko, was he taken high? Taken high again, but finally busting his way through again is Hayden. He goes to ground under a good tackle applied there by Jacob Hughes for the Goodie Saints. So umpire Raymond will come in and ball it up. So good game of footy here to whet the appetite for the start of the real stuff after Easter. Fisted forward there by Williams. Comes down to Hopgood. Dylan this way, that way. Ball over the line. Interesting, Dylan Hopgood spent last season playing at Loberthorpe. Actually played against his brother in the grand final, Braden, and rejoining the ranks this season. Ooh. Oh, good late arrival there was Roberts to spoil the ball there. Scored a point for his side. Sorry, it was actually Nykamp. The two of them wearing the long sleeves this afternoon. So, Goodie Saints to bring the ball back into play. 5-4 play, 7-4. 2 goal margin favour of the Saints. Out wide, of course, the boundary line on the Yent side. Over the boundary line.
Just tell us there, Pistols, that wind looks to have picked up a little bit down that way, but that ball blew almost against the wind out there. What's it like down there? Does it swirl around a little bit?
Yeah, it can get a bit swirly. This oval is an amphitheatre effect. As you can actually see a little bit of the shrubbery down in front of us, Tony, blowing a bit in the breeze. So, yeah, there's a little bit of a touch of the breeze down there. There's umpire Raymond with a ball up, half-forward flank area. Goodwood defending, Pies pushing forward. Big Daniel Roberts comes in with pressure there, but Goodie Saints feed the ball out here nicely. Get a clearing kick up the line. Coming to meet it and taking a very good mark there. Goodie Saints right in front of us.
Players are starting to stream down the ground now. It's a little bit of fitness now coming through.
So high ball. Centre half forward, Jets works his way, defensive duty, gets the ball down, first get there, Goodie Saints, good attack on the ball there was Tom Galing, over the top of him was Jordan Scholl. So we'll have a ball up some 35 metres out from the Goody Saints goal.
So Lauby sniffing around the place as well. Number 26 there. He's just free at the back of this pack. In there, 19 is Anthony Scarra, one of the better players on day. Gets it to him, drops it right at his own feet. Oh, head down through the pack. A lot of players in there. And umpire says, I will ball it up again. And what have we got there? 15, 20 players around. Have a look off the back here. Look, little Sam Lauby. Now he comes in. They've picked him up now. Trying to force his way through there was the number 7 Ingrams. Umpire will ball it up again. So we're seeing every now and then 2 or 3 ball ups in a row. A little bit of a pattern, but see who can clear it from here. Up they go. Big Roberts palms it down the left. Player not quite able to get out. There's a lot around that ball again. We'll see another ball up. I'm waiting for something to happen. Goodwood Saints, just for the people at home, there are 2 or 3 players about 30 metres off the ball defensively here. So out it comes. Oh, just a hook over. That was almost a set play. Knew he was out there. Ollie Johnson going on his kick earlier in the game. Burgess comes, but there's 2 on 1 now. Not too much back there. Now running back is Jacob Hughes as well. Probably not going to make the distance going by the last kick. Just kicks to the hot spot, pops it up. And, nice jukes. Who's that, Pistols?
Joel Leake.
Yeah, nice hands, isn't it? So, obviously, the long sleeve's keeping his arms warm. So, he's this way and that way. They're held up. Do Hahndorf normally get held up a little bit like this? Or that's part of their game? Or they just, Goodwood are doing a good job holding them up?
No, Goodwood certainly applying the pressure here. Hahndorf with their dominance, they seem to break sides open, but as you said, they're matched them pretty well. Goody Saints at the moment. The ball comes out here. Ellis held up there. And I tell you what, boys, it's as crowded as the Suez Canal at the moment out there.
It is. Let's hope it gets unblocked quicker than that appears to be going at the moment. Isn't that incredible? The world's lifeblood trade just because one ship got blown over by the wind. Anyway, back to Hahndorf. Maybe there's some Berenberg jam stuck in the sewers at the moment.
Throw.
It's going to be Hahndorf free. So, look, I reckon the wind is favouring the screen to the left of your screen. And I think Hahndorf have got to be within range, if not in front, going into the final quarter. An unnamed 39 not on our list takes the kick out, so we're just going to call him the phantom player for Hahndorf.
I think it's Grivell.
Grivell. That's a great name.
Zach
yep. Grivell, thank you.
Yeah,
well, you guys have got a different list, obviously. As the Saints go back in top of the square, one-on-one clash.
Courage.
Coming back, well, there was leak, but it's going to spill out of bounds. Right in front of the club rooms. Not too often you see a club room set up like that, but I did go and check it out pre-game. Your instructions, very handy.
Yeah.
Lots of flags on the wall. So many they had to clump them up a little bit, and I noticed they left space for more.
Yeah, well, they're pretty well-drilled club, pretty successful. I'll come back to that in a minute as the ball held in there. Now having won 12 overall in the Hills Football League, but didn't actually win their first one until 1984. But Hahndorf, as you said, 1887 they were formed. And not always worn the black and white. If you had a look around, they got some of their heritage jerseys. There's a lovely black one with a red star on it.
Red star.
And they were known as
gold.
They were known as the Ambleside in
yes,
because the anti-German sentiment for someone. Yeah,
came in on Ambleside Road. Take it away, Pistols.
So ball goes to ground. They're diving in there, working hard with Petrenko. Gives it back out here to Roberts. He gets a handball away, but stolen by the Saints. They go inside 50 again. Looming out. Here's Scotty Pearl in the stallion. We haven't seen him this afternoon. Number 16, 5-time premiership defender. Onto the ground as there's a shot round the corner for the Goody Saints. And just didn't pick up who kicked that,
Daniel
Tony.
Kerr, number 11.
So,
Mason Ellis, that would have been.
So Ellis adding to the Goody tally here.
Just one step, wasn't it? You'll see it here on the replay. Off the pack, so the ball came in. Here it comes. Pack forms. Not quite the ground. Quick handball out. One step. Bang. And they started Yahooing again. I thought, geez, I hope that doesn't drop short that 2 or 3 metres. It might be still in play.
Off the boot.
So since quarter time, boys, when the Magpies led by a point, 2-2 to 2-1, the Goody Saints have added 6 goals. The Pies only to 3, and so Goody Saints out to lead 8-4 to 5-5. A very good game of footy to whet the appetite. Parker Bowles, Troy trying to burrow his way through there, but held up well there by Barry. So once again, the ruck scaver, Matt Roberts in ruck, comes down here, trying to get a handball out. Another Magpie. We're not on the list. That's obviously giving a few second stringers a run as the ball shot out here to the Saints. They nursed the ball forward, but there's a good tumbling mark taken by Mail in defence here for the Pies. So Mail will send it back down to Yench wing. He's got boy on was Xander there. Went over his head. Once again, good defence by the Saints. Close to the line. Coming in the smothering was Benny Salt. So we'll have a throw in the true Yench wing position.
So this boundary umpire's had a fair bit of it. He's looks like a brother of Jordan Scholl, actually. Same hairstyle anyway. Tapped to the front by the Goodwood Saints ruckman, but to mop up Hahndorf there. He actually lifted the eyes, had a look, but popped it towards the Goodwood Saints player. So up high in the air. Nice mark. Back quickly. He's keen, this lad. Nice looking kick in, but geez, great lead too by the Hahndorf player. It's a sort of bit of kick to kick here, and Scott Perling is, yep. Out wide now. Long kick down the line, Hahndorf. Oh, up high there, not able to take it, Goodwood Saints. I reckon that's the other slape. There'd be a chicken sausage and a beef sausage out there, the two slapes.
Veteran of the side, Scotty Perling, now 34 with the retirement of Michael Hamby, so he's the grandfather of the side. I said 5-time premiership defender and a key to their chances again.
Yeah, so Holtzbauer, he's an architect in there. He nice little weave here and there, but geez, there he is again, just as you call him. Now they've spread Hahndorf. Will they come this side? It's interesting to see players 50 metres off the ball sprinting out this side of the ground. He has a quick look and then says, well, old-fashioned, we'll go down the line. It's a nice-looking kick too, right to the opposition ruckman. As we said, a bit of kick to kick. So the big fella, we haven't seen him kick too much. So let's just have a look how he kicks. He's good in the ruck. Just pops it up. Back in this direction. Wouldn't believe it. They're playing kick to kick out there. There's 36 blokes and 2 players that kick to kick. Goodwood Saints have got it again. He's turned it over. Now a player running back from Goodwood Saints coming through, not able to get through. Couple of leads given. Looking. Needs to hit a target and does well. Geez, he did really well there. And our goal scorer, Nick Burgess, Phil, has the ball in hand.
Nick Burgess scored 18 goals last season, already has 1 today. And he'll be just outside 50, Tony.
Look at Favretto over here. Look, he's had a look too.
And it comes off hands. Magpies should have the numbers. Should have the numbers. Not too far off another goal line scramble goal.
He gave that then to Matt Robertson. What do I do with it? And touched the footy.
I thought you were going to say something else that Magpies do, Phil, when you said should. Oh, look, he's gone the barrel. Oh!
Matty Yench, one of his typical trademark long kicks towards the wing area, taken there for the Saints. Good enough to get out the back door. Saints kick smothered there. Working hard at ground level with Stanton. Also trying to break his way through. Oh, God, tough tackling there going to ground was Bleasing. And he's alleged to have been holding the ball. So Lukey Roberts with the free kick for the Magpies. Waste no time. Gives it across to Troy Parker-Bowes. Gets a quick high kick away as a Goody Saints defender came in. Taking the ball, running the chance there at the back door. Stolen by Stanton. Goes out wide. He's got a man out here. So the Saints on the move here. He'll handball out to the run of Blessing. Keeps moving the ball forward. Good play. Ends up out here to Favretto. Has time to steady, puts it out here in the path of a teammate. Will it sit for him? Yes, it does. Sells a bit of candy as he got round as Barry. Barry puts towards the hot spot. Coming to ground there, Gavin. I tell you what, that's a great recovery as he kicks round the corner. Great goal there to Will Clark. Sensational stuff there for the Saints.
He kicked one of our goals of the year last year, Will Clark. Will go boundary side to Lambo.
Tell you what, boys, the Goodwood Saints are just running so hard at the moment. Run and carry, and hence why they're 5 goals up, mate.
And 7 individual goal scorers for their 9 goals, Tony.
Yeah, and just on that, Lambo was correct there. That when that ball got down around half back, they started to run through the middle there. You saw 5 or 6 red jumpers, and they're running in swarms. And it's almost a set play out here. Favretto was out here earlier and looking to get a kick out here, and then he was the one who kicked the next ball out this side. So up it goes in the middle, and players first the ball there, Goodwood Saints. Here they go again, 2 and 3. Player diving over the ball there, number 3, and that's Sam Hayden. Very well done. So umpire balls it up again. I seem to be calling a lot of ball ups. So the big Goodwood Saints ruckman, he's about a foot over anyone else. when he gets the ruck tap there. So the player now going back is Matthew Roberts. Can't get a run in it. The Goodwood Saints player didn't even get off the ground. In it is again to the hot spot. Goodwood Saints first of all running through. Scara again, and he's hit the post. One of the best points ever seen on Hahndorf Oval at that end, I reckon, Pistols.
It's the lead-up work that would be
just
sounding.
opposition to that, the best point seen was kicked by Paris Fowden, the former North Adelaide player, in the torn in a tried grand final here to win a flag for a point to Uraida Districts back in time.
Back in the old cabbage, was that cabbage?
The cabbage cutters, yes.
I reckon that's one of the best nicknames. It's a shame they went with the more modern demons. As a Goodwood Saints coming in. Miss kick, low level pass. Hahndorf should have it, although the forwards from Goodwood are getting a bit hungry here. Kick away from a gribble towards the outer wing where there's just a lot of players and not much clear football at the second.
I was just about to say, Tony, when you just look at the field now, are they starting as Phil called, get a little bit hungry? They're not sticking to the game plan here, the Saints? As he chews on his bit of Bavarian strudel.
Tony had well planned his break in commentary to finish off his cake.
Sorry, mate. Sorry to put you under pressure. And also, you're under pressure here, Phil, because I just got a text from someone in Hahndorf. What is the limit on the card?
Yes. Can I try this $50 platter at the... She was going to lunch at the German Arms.
And if it starts moving, if it's just us rolling down the hill here.
That's it. Anyway, back to the footy. We are enjoying a day. Really great to have in our world footy back. I know there's women's and there's AFL, but for us, this is our footy, and it is well and truly back with a great pre-season game between the Premiers. It's Hahndorf. They need a goal. Kick around the body towards the square. There was a good jump. Number 54, I'm pretty sure is not on our list, so you're right. They are giving a couple of the youngsters a go. But it's going to be Goodwood Saints free kick. The kick around the body before was by Xavier Parker-Bowes, but no score recorded. A rare forward foray by the Magpies. To the back of the pack it spills. Fair bit of black and white in defence. This will be Braden Hopwood with the kick forward. Hazel Bauer drew some attention. Tackled without the ball. No, holding the ball. Ruled incorrect disposal, which... interesting. I thought he was tackled and got rid of it, which is what you're supposed to do. But
Troy Parker-Bowles.
It was quite quick, that, Phil, and you don't normally see Holtzbauer get caught like that.
No, I was about to get ready to call him making some dashing play down the wing, and it all fell apart pretty quickly. Just couldn't quite get out of first gear fast enough. So Parker-Bowles comes in. He will be from 49. Let's see if there's some wind that will carry that trajectory right to the line. And touched for a behind. So the Magpies of Hahndorf are 5-6-36, trailed by 24 points. Goodwood 9-6-60, 21 gone, third quarter.
It's funny when you look at the margin, you'd think that the Saints, because they've seen the dominated play since half time, you'd think they'll be further ahead, but the Magpies hanging in there. Perhaps a couple of goals will make it more interesting. Tony, you spotted something?
No, I was just looking at Scara's lead. He led from the half-back line then for the fullbacks kicking, the half-forward line, and almost made it.
So three-quarter time looms. It's 9-6 Goodwood, Hahndorf 5-6. Close to here's a chance here. The ball taken there by Petrenko. Can he pick up some magic like he did on House Rules? No, as the bounces across and out of bounds, so it'll be a free kick by the looks of it for the Goodie Saints at the Pineless.
It's GYO footy. Get your own.
So Tommy Lynch, to bring the ball back into play for the Saints. And
they need one, Hahndorf, don't they?
Absolutely. Just chips up the line to the lead of a teammate. So step by step, inch by inch, as they say, Three Stooges style, as he puts it up high. Waiting, there's the pack guy over the top there. Big leap. Ball comes down. Picked up by Ingram, got it across here to Grivell. Grivell shoots it forward. It's got Roberts on the lead, goes to ground. Parker-Bowles in there, strongly attacks the ball, but Saints equal to the task. Finally, the ball comes out the back here. I think it was Alexander. Got it around the corner to Williams. Williams a high kick to the top of the square. Getting back there was Bleasing, I think, and finally they relieve the pressure. Ball comes out here to Scar, who's covering a lot of ground. Feeds the ball off here to a Saints teammate. He's got space, lifts the eye and puts it straight down the throat of Mason Ellis on the wing.
Yeah, strong mark there. Faked the handball, just holding up, looking inside. Got the big ruckman, but comes out wide. Favoretto starting to really pick up possessions here. Favoretto kicks it into this pocket, makes it hard. Player at the back not able to get there. Little soccer off the ground. It's going to stay in play just there by Hahndorf. Over the top, very clever. They're going to come out the other side now. Nick Ingram. Up with one hand there. Sam Williams takes a step. Now what's happening, we're starting to see a little bit more free flowing because some of the players, the ground is absolutely bathed in sunshine as we speak. Some of the players are now finding it hard just to push across to get to those contests as it's late in the quarter, although big pack forms as we speak. Look at all the red jumpers there. Bangs it on the boot there, almost like a junior player learning how to kick there. Just slammed it onto the boot. Out of bounds on that far side. Umpire throws it in. Players standing still out the back there. A little bit of a push because, I tell you what, Goodwood had 3 or 4 players free there. One of my favourites, Pistols, is when there's no one behind the ruckman. I picked that out. And he tapped to those players behind the ruckman and, of course, they've messed it up because Hahndorf have got a free good mark out there by the player in long sleeves. And I reckon
Salt.
that's Salt, is it?
Yep.
So he's deliberately going to have a shot here.
Now, I would back him in. Very talented footballer. Don't want to put the mocks on him, Tony.
Well, has 2 already.
As said, Crow's listed player, so we'll see what he can do here.
Well, Salt, I'm all set for this. So nice, deliberate set there. Kicks it forward, but he's just peppered it out to the right for a point.
Yeah, well,
there's the first one for the year,
I've heard that used before. And
ad nauseum.
Salts and everything.
Yeah.
Righto, Phil, I shouldn't laugh.
Yeah, time for me to shake some things up, I think, in this bit. As we're back to the game. Goody Saints, the more the game goes, the better they look. This kick out, Hahndorf in front position, though, is the mark taken by Lukey Roberts, it is. Sends it back from whence he came, and before he can do anything, the 25-minute on the dot siren goes, and we are at lemon time in Hahndorf.
I think we're going to get a shot after the siren here.
Are we? Let's have a look. Yes, we are. Yes, we
are.
Well picked up, Tony.
Yes, I heard the whistle.
But how far away is the shot going to be?
Wow.
Well,
it's going to be double Malcolm
Blight.
Lukey Roberts.
Lukey Roberts.
Has he got the
He's got a smile on his face
From
as he
the
goes
Goodwood
for it.
bench.
Oh, dear.
Needs a heck of a bounce. I get it. Hey, don't laugh. Toby Pink, formerly of the Swans, now back with the Bays, won an under-18 grand final with a long-distance goal against North. Something akin to that. But anyway, it is lemon time here, looking good for the Saints in this battle of the Premiers.
And just quickly, Phil, I don't reckon if you kick the goal like that after the siren at three-quarter time in a trial game, it'd be one you'd hang on to and sort of talk about, is it? It's only a trial. Wouldn't be one of your best goals.
We had a baseballer come over for the Adelaide Giants in the summer, had never hit a home run in his life. I'm kidding. All his pro stats had never hit a home run in about 300 games. Hits one, except it's an exhibition before the season. Doesn't count. And sure enough, through the regular season, didn't hit one again.
Well,
That's life in sport. We might take a break, reassess ourselves, get set for a big final quarter. Thanks to Filming Footy, this is the Battle of the Premiers.
At Carlton Football Club, we use Interchange Pro software to manage our rotations on game day with our men's team, women's team and VFL affiliate Northern Blues. The software is simple and user-friendly and gives us a great idea of how to manage our players' rotations during a match. Interchange Pro provides concise information about players' time on ground and time on the bench. We can also see how long players have been on the ground and configure accurate alerts for individual players to manage their rotations and game time. Using the software, we can keep track of how many minutes our players have played on the ground and spent on the bench for the whole entire season, creating a database. We find Interchange Pro a great solution to managing our players' rotations on game day, and it'll be a great tool at community level too.
Check out Catch, where everyday Aussies get what they need for less. Like mixed joggers, Bill's Gate, Sarah Jessica's Parker, and Kim's Kardashian. For all the brands they love, everyday Aussies, check out Catch. Check out Catch, where everyday Aussies are getting great deals, like Justin's Timber Rake, Sylvester's Cologne, Celine's Dijon, and Camilla's Pasta Bowls. For millions of products, everyday Aussies, check out Catch.
Welcome back, folks. Well, it's getting hot in the kitchen in the OTR Division 1.
Just by coincidence, our yesterday's hero this week happens to be one of Port District's favourite sons, and I speak, of course, of Jamie Baldy Baldacera.
It's that time of the show for Tony's Tales, and he's brought some stuff.
I've got some what we call props.
At Goodwood Saints, it's about development, not just as a footballer, it's about development as a citizen. We've been lucky with Good Sports. Not only do we have the access to the policies and how we can implement those, but there are workshops that Good Sports put on. We attended a drug and alcohol workshop, which was instrumental in us implementing our drug and alcohol policy. Every club has issues in that area, and we want to be on the front foot. Because our junior program is so good, the parents can see a pathway for their children, whether it be boys or girls. We have an inclusive side. So there is a place for everyone in our community to play football at this club. We listen to what Good Sports suggests to us, and it makes our club so much better.
Effort. Thank you. What an effort by the Goodwood Saints, the Good Sports Junior Club of the Year, Division 1 Premiers, new complex. We'll look forward to visiting them through the course of the season. Back here at German Arms Oval in Hahndorf, our intrepid boundary rider Craig Lambert has gone out to the huddles. Let's go to Lambo.
Boys just went over to the Goodie Saints huddle, and as you probably realised during that third quarter, they were outstanding. They don't want to take the foot off the pedal for their coach. They want to come home and really show Hahndorf what are the number one team in South Australia outside league footy. And looking forward to the last quarter. It's going to be fun. The sun's out, the crowd's going silly. Let's finish off a great game of footy.
So Lambo's about to exchange the Dartfish beanie for the baseball cap, I think. And of course, gentlemen, you've got a very important job in the final quarter. You have to work out our best on ground. Thanks to archiesfootwear.com.au, we're going to win the Archie Support Thongs.
Are they really?
Are they? They are really, really.
And they are very good.
Appropriate name there, Archie.
Archies with the arches. Yes,
So-
exactly. I wonder if that...
So just quickly, in the discussion interview we had with Matt Golding there, he mentioned like at three-quarter time, perhaps we're in touch. He did say their main goal is to be ready for round one, where in your interview with Donaldson, he said,
Luke
well,
Donaldson,
they're going to approach this like it's a round one game. So the Saints with their nose in front, 22 points at the moment. Hahndorf only the one goal in that quarter, so they'll be looking to bounce back here as they work up towards the social club end here in the last term. So Goodie Saints will be favoured, Phil would suggest?
I would say Goodie Saints are looking very good. They started 0-3 last season. We wrote them off because they would have had to have run the table to make the finals. They ran the table, made the finals, won the premiership. Pistols.
So, start last quarter, Matt Roberts against Perella. Ball comes down. Once away there for the Saints was Jacobs. It was Hughes. Finally held in there. Williams, he's tackled by two Saints. He's going nowhere. So, umpire Napstein will come and commence play. So, once again in front, Perella. Ball comes down. Tap forward by Dylan Hopgood. Follows it up. Good tackle applied there by Hayden. Dispossesses the Saints. Good, strong tackling. I tell you what, boys, haven't been taking it easy. I know it's only a trial game, but some of the physicality with the tackling has been very good here this afternoon. So Perella over the top was Roberts. Matt Roberts comes down to Dylan Hopgood again. Nicely fed out there. Wobbly kick away.
Set play.
Finds space, yes. Bouncing ball, coming to meet it and trapping it well there. It's Parker Boz. He's been high on the best for the Pies. Puts it out towards a running teammate and his brother, Zabian, but beats him over the boundary line, the Yench wing. So looks like they're playing the last touch rule there, so it'll be Daniel Kerr to take the free kick for the Saints.
Yeah, it's interesting. There's been some throw-ins and some... Oh, look at that wet ball too. Yeah. Oh, get hold of that.
Just like
well,
August.
You can't. So, anyway, ball dives. It is. They're desperate there, Goodwood. I reckon they want to really finish off here. Like this, in close. Out it comes. Opportunity now for Goodwood. He's spun around. Ball flung out. Hahndorf now, just a little bit of volleyball there. Players not moving too quick. Good luck trying to catch Holtzbauer there. Oh, puts a player in trouble there and slung over the boundary line. Umpire says throw it in. I've just realised these boundary umpires, that bloke's got a lot of work. They look like twins, these boundary umpires. Both sides are exactly the same.
And just want to pay note, one of the great characters, we'll just wait to a goal here. attempt across the face. Just want to say, a bit different coming to Hahndorf Football Club this year. They lost one of their great stalwarts, who was a great umpire from boundary umpire, Anthony Mahl, who sadly was passed away as a result of a road accident just after the end of last year's footy season. I watched his two sons play in the grand final premiership, and then Anthony unfortunately passed away. So as I said, a great stalwart of the club, running the boundary for all the years. So the next generation coming through.
Yeah, so they're doing a mighty job too, those young lads. Anyway, Hahndorf now, back inside Goodwood. Player just pops it on the boot, heading goalward. Blessing, was it? And there's 2 shots in a row now that they've had Goodwood and haven't been able to capitalise. It's just under 4 goals difference. It is actually 4 goals difference now. And Matty Jentz, we've mentioned him a lot, as I said, kicking in, but also around the ground. Now he comes this side. He's not far from home, actually, Pistols. He's running out to the backyard here, and out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in, Phil, on this side of the ground, which Hahndorf will be able to set up from.
Well, this probably was his backyard growing up for much of his younger days, as you would often find in a country town. The kids finding their way down to the local footy oval to have a kick around. So Goody Saints, I get the feeling they're a goal away from landing the knockout blow here. 3 minutes, 22 to go. It's a straight 25-minute clock in the battle for the premiers. Eventually doing some good work there was Dylan Hopwood to get the hand pass away. His hand pass looking for, I think that was Ben Salt, put him into, is there a hospital in Hahndorf? You have to go to Mount Barker.
Mount Barker.
Mount Barker. It's a quaint town, but Mount Barker, of course, just down the road is the sort of the metropolis of the area. Every time I go through Mount Barker, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
Absolutely. There's developments everywhere, as you say. Phil down here, there's a developing attack on the forward for the Saints. Well gathered there, I think it was Burgess, gives it across to Hughes, who got a kick away under pressure. Bouncing ball coming to meet is Perling. Perling backs up. The Stallion handballs it to the run of Hayden. He's got trouble to lift the eyes, goes up the wing, but it's wide and nearly takes out the pedestrian crossing there.
And you saw the pace of Holtzbauer then. That's what he's like. He's up forward now, and just that pressure. Geez, he went past 2 or 3 players, put the pressure on, and that's a turnover. Now, in the home and away games, that's going to be very advantageous, isn't it?
Absolutely. So, Saints, resultant free kick, high ball, but I tell you what, he's kicked it out in the full. So, as you said, a trial game here, Tony. So,
did that actually come into play?
Well,
what's the boundary line over there? Is it straight or is it curved? It might not have even come in.
Matthew Jentz is the recipient, deep in the back pocket here. Pine Avenue end of the ground. Survey what's online. Will he go up the line? He's got a couple of loose men here.
Yeah, they're pointing out
by Tony. So he'll go out here. Will it carry towards Parker Bowles? He's got 2 to beat if it gets there, but it falls short. Plucked there by Goods, who says, thank you very much. Has a shot at a goal. Perhaps should have converted that, Tone. But minor score, but 9-9 to 5-8. Goody Saints in charge. 5 minutes gone.
I know Easter is next week. Bit early to give the presents out. That was almost gift wrapped for Goodwood.
Well, it's funny because we picked it. Salt was pointing out here, and the other lad, Parker Bowes, was out here, and he looked at it. They're looking out here again, but he's gone the other side this time. And I'd say that's man in front here. So Goodwood Saints are peppering. There's a player free Blessing in at centre half forward. Didn't look. There's players leading left, right, and centre, but these have to hit these kicks. That's why it's a trial. You have to hit. There's a free kick for a trip.
Yeah,
umpire, I don't know whether
off
he
the
signalled
ball. I think he signalled
almost a kick or a trip.
It's off the
and
ball.
It'll be number 19, one of our better players today, Anthony Scara, lining up for his third left footer. So he's going to have to kick a little bit left to right here. I'd suggest Pistols with the nuances of the ground.
Absolutely.
Reminds me of a guy good on the run. What's he like on the set shot?
Yeah. Oh, Phil.
Right down King William Street.
Pretty good, I'd suggest.
So that's his third, Anthony Scara, and he's had a very good game, and we're just going to hear from Lambo.
Yeah, Goody Saints are just rolling on at the moment. Pressure, just by how much at the moment, and I think Hahndorf will put the white flag up at the moment.
Yeah, it opened up, didn't it? The first couple of minutes of that quarter pretty hot, and just now Goodwood have put that one in, Phil, and that might close the door.
Yeah, might start thinking for 2 weeks' time when the Magpies head to Blackwood. So that'll be probably the match of the round, I reckon, in Division 1 of the Hills Footy League. 2 met in the prelim final last year from memory. But the Magpies are not quite done here yet, although, see, that was a big spin around. Eventually got the hand pass out was Ingram. Umpire comes in and balls it up. For us, the filming footy crew, we're off to Brighton. Tony?
Just quickly, number 31 is in the ruck here, Oakley, and they're both ball-ups there, not one player ahead of where he was going to punch.
So they've got to work out the coordination. One thing to win the ruck tap, but can you make it useful? Meanwhile, Hahndorf have gone forward. They've got a nice grab. Nykamp's got it straight in front, and he should reduce this deficit.
Usually spectacular in the air, Phil, but that one was a ground level juggling mark. So Cooper Nykamp, chance to get his first for the afternoon.
Was third for the Magpies in the goal kicking last year with 24. Played all 11 games in the shortened COVID season. Oh, we give him all a rap. I've got him down for 2 behinds for the afternoon.
He's got long sleeves. He's got long sleeves on.
Rolled up.
He's got the sleeves rolled up, and we can see the tat on the arm. Oh, look at the barrel! Oh! That's over halfway. Jeff Ferring. Go on, gents. I've lost it.
Perhaps post-match we can have whoever that was. Was that Slape? Perhaps we get him and Matty Yedge to have a kick-off, guys. Yeah, that Barry the Barrel contest. It's the ball ground level, busting his way against Parker Barzal. Well done. Stillward, second, third of hands and knee stuff. Bounces up for a liar tackle. And I tell you what, a great passage of play of persistence there, but unfortunately he's turned over the free kick. No justice in this game as Mason Ellis wins a free kick.
The value of that kick, though, or as an old fullback, we might be able to get it up again, but I'll tell you what, 2 kicks and you're having a shot at goal.
He's
run past. There he is. Drop punt. Oh, he's gone short. It's gone 80.
There's no limit to this man's talent. Slape. Barry the Barrel's drop punts and Slape. Fantastic run on
that's the fullback.
Yeah. They're all coming to the party, boys, here.
He's got to run all the way back to the square. Look, he's pretty happy about it too. Look at that. Whoever his sponsor is with the mouth guards, get around him because he's smiling. Here it is. Look at this. Just goes a drop punt from about 80.
I tell you, you don't mind a drifting defender, do you?
And I'll tell you what, that ball landed in Murray Bridge. That's how far he kicked it. Is that the next town on? I'm lost.
That's where the freeway ends. So
haven't we lit up now? Am I on? I'm taking it anyway.
You take it, Tony.
I'll tell you what, Oakley. Now, he has got a player in front of him now. Geez, they got up high, but Hahndorf can they go forward? Left footer. They're all trying screwies. Last 3 or 4 kicks have been screwies. Over it goes Slape. Out it comes. They're working well. We talked about the teams, in all seriousness, gelling. Nice quick hands. Players free. He's out the back now. Comes forward into the forward line. Thought that might have been a bit high, but Jacob Hughes at his fill.
So Hughes has it outside of 50. Wormburner kick. Gets bouncing through. Makes the goal umpire think about it, but no. Just the behind. We saw Jacob Hughes kick quite a few goals. 29 last year for the Saints of Goodwood. A couple of bags of 4 from memory in games that we called. So almost 10 minutes gone to the final quarter. It's been a good warm-up game. Said Hahndorf off to Blackwood. Saints off to Brighton. Talk about Easter egg present. It rolls around.
Matthew Yedge. I tell you, that would almost go in the highlights reel of the vision of him trying to chase Boomer Harvey in the Adelaide Crows game. Oldest man in the comp ran away from
They don't have almost footy legends anymore, do they, on the footy show? There was our nomination, I reckon.
Matthew Yedge. So Jacob Legg, he'll show how it's actually done as he kicks it out towards Salt. Got his hands to it, bouncing ball. Good attack on the ball there by Gare. Goes to ground. Salt over the top of him. But Matty Yedge.
And they're persisting with this side, Pistols, the last couple of kick-ins as well.
Well, you think a trial game, you could say it's gone from, as I said, 10.5 gone, 11 plays 5-9, that they might try out a few variations here for the premiership events. Lukey Roberts comes back and traps the ball. He missed, big fella fumbling, been out of football for 12 months, so that can be allowed, but he fails up with a good tackle.
Quick hands.
Ball fed out there nicely by Stanton. Here's the Saints, goes through the agency of Hamish Burns. Off hands there, back here, grabbing the ball and running in. Is Burns on this occasion. Sorry, that was him before. But Saints putting another one on the board. And unbelievably for a side that has, I know it's only a trial game, Phil and Tony, but the Pies have only kicked 1 goal since half time.
So here it comes again. Up it goes. One hand, not good enough there, and over the back. So Craig Lambert down on the boundary.
Hey, I know Hahndorf are taking their foot off the pedal, boys, but some of their big recruits have not come out after half time. But Goody Saints are showing all their muscles at the moment.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks for that, Craig. And just a quick mention, that is 9 individual goal scorers for Goodwood.
So up they go in the middle, just an offside here, gentlemen. A little bit personal, but I'm actually barracking for Hahndorf to kick a point so I can see Goodwood Saints kick out again. Anyway, round it comes. Holtzbauer down the wing. Jeez, and look, he runs on. This is his game. It's like having... Oh, a player tackled him then without the ball. Anyway, Holtzbauer's on his own over there. Player on the wing. Now this is bold play. They come inside, and we want to see a bit of this from Goodwood this year. Come in, cross the centre, out the other side. Over it goes. The big ruckman. Does he know what to do? Quick hands. We've seen a bit of that. Oh, just a sloppy kick forward there. I think it might have been touched. Come on, Hahndorf. Get a point. Get it down the other end. Oh, player not able to take it. Goodwood now. Shot from the boundary. No, unselfish. That is good play. And this is Tom Anderson lining up for his first of the afternoon. Hasn't had a big game, but he's been out there. Tries to widen the angle a little bit for himself.
I'm just interested to know if this is Tom Anderson, the past Sturt footballer and Blackwood footballer.
Couldn't tell you that one, but I can tell you his umpire's nodded. So that I think that means that's a goal to Tom Anderson. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they've got 9, 10 different scorers for Goodwood Saints. So they've really shared the load. So once again, big ruckman in the middle here, 31. I'm interested, Phil, you'll probably call this, but I just want to see if there's anyone forward of him when this ball is bounced. Because they see they're all set up behind him.
Because I know you feel this is very important in the context of the contest.
So Luke Roberts, if he hits to his right, he's got one player out there. There's another player about to step forward. No one in front for Goodwood Saints. So, well, there you go. Tap it back, Favoretto. That's what you call a clearance, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, bouncing around. You can take it from here if you like, Phil.
Yep, entertaining and educational. That's what we aim to be on this filming footy coverage, pre-season battle of the Premiers. And Hahndorf have a bit of work to do. Trailing now by, can you believe, 50 points.
50 metre here and that. They could be a chance to score that
Could be
point,
that behind.
Phil.
Tony's rooting for the behind here. He's having the shot.
The banana cake's come into play, Pistols. Look out.
Once Tony gets on that banana cake, he turns into a different caller in the
good,
second quarter, and a nice pass.
Well, it's a hard angle, though, Phil.
Keep an eye camp.
More chance of a behind, you reckon, Tony?
No. What do you reckon, Pistols? What's he like? Dead-eye Dick?
He's proven. I've seen him kick some miraculous goals from the cliff pocket before, and having said that, he'll probably let me down. But he's a 50-50 chance, boys. How's that?
Goalless thus far today. He comes in.
And he got the lower 50. So.
Guess what?
But you're happy, Tony, because you get a kick out here.
Yeah, but it's not the same bloke.
Oh, well, they're all versatile down at Goodwood Saints.
So this is Daniel. Is that Daniel Kerr coming in for having a kick off? Well into the centre square. Of course, the new rules do help a little bit with some extra distance, I should add. Goodwood Saints moving it very quick. They had some nice coast-to-coast goals last year. We remember one, Tony made our goal of the week.
Yeah, down the far
against
side.
Brighton, down the far side, and the Socceroo goal through. Check out the Filming Footy website if you'd like to see that in action. And very quickly, they've gone down the length of the field and scored a behind. 15 gone. That means 10 minutes left in the contest. The margin, 50 points to the Adelaide Footy League Premiers.
Joel Leake brings the ball back in for the Pies, sets it up across half-back. Big leap down, a strong grab taken out there for Goody Saints.
Burns, is it?
Bring the ball back in, centre it well, but it's only picked out Parker Bowles. He's been pretty handy today for the Magpies. He's battled pretty hard-nosed. So Troy Parker Bowles, of course, joined this season by his brother Zabian back from Sturt. So Troy, he'll go backwards, thinks about Hayden. Kick up the line now to Salt. Salt sets himself. Drifting across and taking a good mark is Cooper Nycamp, showing his aerial skills there. So Cooper Nycamp, he got support from Parker Bowles, who's run on, sells a bit of candy, runs himself into trouble, gets a quick handball over to Hopgood, gets it back to Parker Bowles, runs through to centre, has a bounce. Can he do it, Manasseh? No, he's pulled down as he gets his kick away, bouncing ball. Good attack by the defence. Over the top there was Gayling brought to ground. Perhaps could have got a free kick there, but no, said the umpire.
Might have tripped himself there.
Had an update from the wife. She loved her lunch at the German Arms. Now she's at a German cake shop.
Wow. So umpire Napstein puts it up. Nycamp everywhere and they're doing the ruck work. Williams grabs the ball, can control it. No. Pressure there. Goody Saints. Fed out there. Hopgood in there. Finally comes there.
Favoretto
fed out the back here. Quick kick around the corner by Zander. Bouncing ball. Cruel bounce for the favours. Salt gets it back here to Nycamp. Tries a bit of magic round the corner. And right next to the point posts was Sammy Hill. Sammy Hill got his chance in the preliminary final last year, kicked 3 goals and maintained his spot for the grand final.
Kicked a goal in that game.
For his first A-grade flag, so well done to him. As I said, one of the young Magpies looking to consolidate his spot in the senior side this season. So, Hill tries a bit of a chick side, I tell you what. Tony's happy because it's hit the post, so we'll get to see if there's going to be another attempt at barrel. Looks like it's going to be
Josh Slope. Oh, the Slopes are all having a go.
They're
so
rotating.
Lines up with a drop punt and just, look, they've fouled them all. Everyone's sent back, and so he went short. So good little grab here, Jacob Hughes. But this is what you want to be doing the last 10 minutes of a trial, using your structures, using your skills. Oh, it is
the old Greg Dyer catch.
One hand, one bounce. I'll take that. Anyway, untidy. They've got to tidy that up. Good little grab there. Now they're off, but what's next down the line? Puts a player under pressure. One step, and that's what pressure does. Over it comes outside to come inside. Full forward, standing still, the big ruckman. This will be interesting. Big Oakley. This could be the end of the game here. It'll take 8 minutes for him to kick it.
Can I just say, Hahndorf for the Masters up here of that end-to-end transition, but that was fantastic work there by the Goody Saints, and as you said, ends up with Big Oakley.
And that's what you want to be seeing in these games. Towards the end of a game, still the work rate. Big Oakley now, he's only going to be 20 out. Looks quite sound with his kicking action. And he has put that through. The goal umpire likes it and gives us one of those huge celebrations again. And we think that that's a goal to Oakley playing up forward. So they have experimented, Phil. The ruckman, they've had different ruckman in at times without Carter in there, and then they're putting the tall down forward, and here's Lambo.
Hey boys, I know the game's over, but I'll tell you what, Hahndorf are playing all their youngsters now, especially in the last quarter. Good experience for them, good experience.
All right, there we go, Lambo, and that's what it's about. So the big fella now is Perella. There's the other big fella. So he is tall. He's going to probably outjump the ruckman here, and you wouldn't believe it. Hahndorf get the tap. Oh, big pack forms. Players still willing in there. Could have shared it by hand and does so now. Left hand there by Jacob Hughes. Comes across. Nice kick out to the wing here. Taking it on his chest there. Fraser Goods probably get taken off the ground for taking that on the chest when it should be in your hands. But anyway, kicks it backwards to go forward. It is a trial. Tom Gelling. Oh, just a pokey little kick. Too short. Oh, they're good on those. Maybe they're practicing that, the bouncing ball. There's another one that doesn't come off. And free kick here to Hahndorf, Phil.
Just over 5 minutes left in the contest. It'll be Goody Saints.
Lukey!
There's a ball coming in there. Hard was the Hahndorf player. Great attack on the footy. Poor execution with the kick as it goes to Fraser Good. Let's see if Goody Saints can pull something coast to coast down the Yench wing. It's going to slow up though with Jacob Hughes. He could. Oh, there's a three-man raffle. Missed the target. So a bit sloppy in places. Ingram's picked it up. Intended for Salt. Getting in there, putting his hand to thump it on was Gerling. He comes in and lays a tackle. Picked up now by the Magpies in Williams. Across to Phantom 54. And the kick towards a target. Well, it is a mark, but it's only Daniel Kerr.
She's still a bit willing in there, Phil.
Well, I mean, the veterans know they've got a spot. They've got a game in 2 weeks' time, but there's probably, spots 19, 20, 21 to be had in the A side. So it might be when the kids, if someone stands out in the last 5 minutes, gets that last thought in the coach's head, and maybe a possible late selection for round one.
Pushing across the ground. Goodwood Saints still got one or two out here if they get a switch on. It's interesting just watching the structures. A lot of players with hands on hips too there. A lot of them. Look at them.
It's been the toughest pre-season game they would have had so far. And someone's going to take a headache into the change rooms very shortly. And that is Barry.
So what do you do after the game up here, Pistols? Do you have a stein of Gatorade, do you? Or Powerade? They have a handle with a lid on it? What do they actually do?
Probably something like that. But as the ball taken here, run out of defence. I think that was Josh Slate. Puts it down the wing, and Goods, who's been pretty active, puts the ball out the chipping run there. I think it was Burgess coming out for it. Good work there, holds that up.
All right, gentlemen. 4
so
minutes
the ice
to go.
baths, I don't know if the ice baths exist up here, Tony.
Time, thanks to archies.com.au. The thongs with arches, we need an MVP for Lambo.
All right, we'll have a little think about that as the game goes on. Here's Goods again. Good second effort. Finally comes out the back door, taken by Sam Hayden. Kicks it wide out towards the vacant wing area and it bounces out in advance here. So we're in the dying stages here. 22 minutes just about to come up. We
Pistols. So Tony, as the Goodwood Saints have won. As you're the Goodwood Saints expert, I think you might get the deciding voice on it. Or either that or we're throwing you under the trailer.
No, well, I like to share the load. I just watch this as it goes across the ground. See, practicing your structures, good work. It's this next kick. That's just a high bomb into the forwards, but the big tall's up there. If they can bring it to ground, round they come, can't get hold of it. Oh, look at that. Another screwy. Oh, fair income. I'm coming up here more often. Out it comes. Hahndorf, or inside the ground. They should have done a lot of this a lot earlier. Easy to say now. One bounce. Can he hit a target? No, he can't. Ball rolling around. I'm going to answer your question in a minute, Phil, because it's not my turn to commentate, but I'll answer it. Oh, it's still in play. Oh, and not quite an own goal. So mine I'm looking at number 19, Anthony Scar, I think, for an all-round performance. Kicked 3 goals, but good around. You see him down here again on the throw-in.
Alrighty, Anthony Scara, congratulations. We'll get Lambo to have a chat to you. Number 19, Goodwood, Anthony Scara.
Do you agree with that?
As our Bush Telegraph heads, aka producer Matthew, heads down to a pantry rider. Technology at its finest.
I was going to build into that, Phil, but that was it.
That's fine, mate. It's that kind of day.
Meanwhile, Dylan Hopgood gets a high kick towards centre forward. Can the Pies get a late goal here? Scotty Perling, the stallion, tries to shrug his way through, gets the ball back out towards Xander. Ball fed back out here. Goody Saints, bit of shimmy work as they go up the line here. They got 2 good teamwork there as the ball gathered there by Burgess. Gets it across here to Holzbauer. Goes long and finds a man down there. So once again, Goody Saints waste no time as he runs around the mark and curls it. That's Jacob Hughes.
Yep. You see them run then, Holzbauer and who was the other one there? They both ran together and they worked that out. They took off when that ball was down in the back line here, but they ran past the play.
That's having the confidence in your teammates to deliver the ball to the spot that you need. Nick Burgess,
He's been the other very good one, Nick Burgess.
Very good.
I thought I might have gone through 2 or 3, Phil, but I wrapped it up the Scar.
I tell you what,
Burgess has been
can't
good
you give
for
them
Renault.
one each? Give them a shoe each and they can share it. So you can share it at training. They can swap over at training. Yeah. You have it this week.
I like that. Wow.
Well, we're smart people up here in the hills.
Different up here, Phil.
We're trying to be, but at the moment our premiership side is struggling a bit and, been a long time since Hahndorf haven't scored in a quarter. It happened last year in the semi-final, Phil. But
yes, the one they went down to Loberthal, and we thought the world had turned on its axis in the process. But they came good.
But, that's right. Perhaps a loss does you a world of good after 43 consecutive. Here's Nicky Ingram, the centre to square. The comb-over man. Brushes off the opposition, puts it forward. Comes down here, goes for Hahndorf. Shoot the ball back first to get there will be Holzbauer. Tips it up the wing. He's got a vacant teammate here in Fraser Goods. He's been pretty handy this afternoon, boys. He chips the ball further afield and becoming a training run here with black and white cones as for the Goody Saints boys. As Ridgewell puts it towards the top of the square, almost attempted mark there. Tempted soccer off the ground there by Will Clark. Magpie desperation by Leake takes the ball over the line in front of the scoreboard as we're in the last 3 seconds. In fact, the siren has gone. Goody Saints 16-12 have defeated the Magpies 5-11, so a pretty convincing win in the Premier's clash here, Phil.
It was, Pistols, and as the game started early, it was only fair enough that the siren went a couple of seconds early. Oh, look, what was an even first quarter, once we got into the second and Goodwood got a chance with the breeze, they started to make short work of Hahndorf. But entertaining game for Goodwood. They can take out of it whatever they like. Hahndorf says, just a trial game.
Yeah, I guess so, and we as Tony and I were the respective coaches before the game, we got their thoughts as the PA clashes with us. Just thanks to Goody Saints, the Hahndorf present there. But we talked about what the sides would take out of it. Obviously, Hahndorf have ruled the roost up here for such a long time. And to play a quality opposition and see, for Hahndorf, I know it's only a trial game to be beaten by such a margin. What's that, 11 goals, Phil, if I'm right?
10 goals, 59 points.
Yeah, nearly, So, quite, and they got to look at how they lost and what they can take out of the game. Say, like the run that Goody Saints displayed there, Tony, was sensational.
Yeah, I'm finding it hard to talk at the moment, Pistols. There's 3 voices. There's announcers, there's commentators. There's goodness knows
there's
what.
going to be Lambo in a second.
Look, we will wrap it up, but Lambo's got our best player, Anthony Scara, coming towards us now with 3 goals, and he's just coming down into the position now, and he played a bit of all over the ground, and that's Anthony Scara just tapping on the microphone as we're right to go.
Scars, congratulations at Goodie Saints on a good win, mate.
Thanks, mate. Look, just good to get that slog out leading up to round 1. I think Ducky talked about last year how the boys didn't really roll into round 1 and it sort of started the season pretty poorly. So boys put in the last 2 weeks really good effort. So we hope that we go into round 1. So it's good to get a slog out.
Fantastic, mate. It's just been a great atmosphere, and I think it was just a great day to play against Hahndorf, last year's premiers for the last 3 years. I thought earlier in the game, like especially right up to half time, it was a really good game of footy. And then probably halfway through the third quarter, you just started to show a bit of muscle and run a little bit more.
Look, Hahndorf are a great outfit. They won 5 flags the last 6 or 7 years, so we couldn't really underestimate them. And they brought it to us in the first 2 quarters. So I think the legs brought a lot of fitness over the summer, and we sort of just run it out the last quarter a bit. So yeah.
No worries, mate. And for best player today, from all the boys up there, we got 2 pairs of thongs for you, mate.
Oh, beautiful.
So do you have a partner? Well, she's going to be happy with that.
I hope so. She comes back from Melbourne tomorrow, so I'll make sure I give her these on her return. So yeah, appreciate it.
Mate, from everybody from Dartfish and the SA Football, well done today, well done to Goodie, and all the best for 2021, mate.
Thanks, mate, and I love the work you do. Film every week, so I appreciate it. Good luck for the rest of the year, all right? Take care, mate.
Well done. Lambo there, wrapping up his first Banjo rider job, giving away the sandals with Arches, thanks to archies.com.au, and of course our Banjo rider brought to us by sponsor Villies, and it's with a little bit of sadness today because their Pie King Villy Melitsas died, age 72, creator of many fine products, and we think about him as we think about the great support that Villies have given us.
What would be his finest, Phil? Not that you'd...
I reckon the Hungarian goulash pie was his favourite because that was his hometown creation. For mine, the sausage rolls are to die for.
Okay.
As a personal thought.
Anyway,
nice terminology.
Sorry, that's
there,
a terrible turn of phrase.
we'll just focus on.
I do apologise.
Come back.
The sausage rolls are something else.
Goodwood.
Sorry.
Goodwood is still out on the ground here being addressed by the coach and maybe having a bit of a discussion. I know they put a lot of time and effort into the player development and talking about their setups. Just at training the other night, we were wandering around and some of the discussion was quite good by the coach there, Luke. And we've spoken about, I guess, where the improvement's going to come for Goodwood this year on the back of winning a grand final, of course, last year being the premier team. And you alluded to it earlier, Phil, where, you know, they didn't do too well at the start of the season. They got towed up that Port District game we saw, and then they came good. And one of the things that I had in my notes was their clearances, their centre clearances, it can be convoluted because Big Carter wins so many taps, and the opposition often mop up on it. But, you know, this year, Favretto in the middle, players around the place, Burge, as we saw. You know, if you can get it down to someone and they can finish off well, that's always handy. They tended to have the ball locked down around their forward line. They were holding Hahndorf up. Hahndorf were just bombing to try and get the ball out, and it would turn around and come back in. So I think they've worked a lot on that. And the other thing with Goodwood was they did have a tendency to go around the outside of the ground at certain times of the year, and I'm interested this year they're going to come back through the middle of the ground, which they showed today. Switch of play, which was very good out here at this oval, so they did some switch of play as well. So I think they're going to add to what they've already, I guess, got going or had going. If they can add to their structures, they're going to be a much improved team again.
They're going to be around the mark. I mean, you're talking two different leagues. I mean, Hahndorf were always the team to beat in the Hills League last year. It was a case of, could someone get Hahndorf? The way the Adelaide Footy League went last year, it was a sprint. 9 games. We had 7 teams that could have played finals going into the last week. Goodie Saints had to win their last game to be guaranteed a final spot. As it was, they got the double chance. They went every final through then. And so, you know, they emerged from a pack late. They were the hot team at the right moment. Adelaide Footy League this year, Tony, I mean, Payneham Norwood Union have got Sam Balderstone, a whole heap of recruits. They're going to be around the mark. And Prince Alfred, I think Trengrove's coming back.
Correct.
So there's a whole, again, bunch. We've got to sort out our top 10 for Between the Post show.
I've done it, Phil. You
You've
got
done
yours
it?
ready?
I'm getting mine ready. I was focusing on today, and I'll get that done tomorrow. It's going to be tough to sort all that out. Hills League this year, Pistols still Hahndorf the team to beat. I know we probably covered this earlier, but Blackwood and Loberthal, the two challengers, maybe?
Yeah, absolutely. And just for the Hahndorf point of view, look, trial game. Perhaps they probably didn't expect to get towed up as much as they did, guys. But Matt Golding, the astute coach that he is, he's probably left the ground already because he was heading over to watch Blackwood and Flagstaff Hill play a trial today. So he's getting ready for that first game, Hahndorf and Blackwood in 2 weeks' time. But look, they had guys like Dylan Matson, their captain and past male medalist, reigning best and fairest. He was missing. Kane Malcho, Cooper Hoff, Ashley Eckerman, Jacob Leake, and Rigby Barnes, one of their key recruits for this year as well, the former South Adelaide and Encounter Bay dual male medalist. So look, I think Hahndorf will take a lot out of this. It was billed as the premiers. It'd be disappointing to think that the gap between the two competitions is that great. I think Hahndorf are a better side of what they showed today, but full credit to Goody Saints. The way they played football, I think Hahndorf can take something positive away from that. This is how you do. You got to go to that next level. But getting back to your question, look, Loberthal came out of nowhere from being equal second bottom the year before. The influx, obviously, of Brady Dorr, Giorgio, the big dog Aidan Riley made a world of difference.
Big dog.
And I just love watching him play football. Just fantastic. He's a machine. And that win in the second semi-final obviously gave Hahndorf gave Loberthal the spirit to go on and play in the grand final. It was a very good grand final. Bear in mind, Hahndorf only got over the line in the end by 13 points. So I think the gap has closed. The year before, Onka Valley.
Yeah, just what your thoughts are that the gap is closing.
Oh, absolutely, and because we're getting more good footballers coming up this year. Your Adelaide Districts last season, boys, missed the final for the first time in 2001.
Wow!
And under Scott Sutherland's reign, they won 5 flags. Lukey Ivans took over, got into a couple of finals. Last year, they sort of had the changing of the guard. Dean Turlick coming into coach them this year, the former Melbourne Nord player, and also successfully coached the side. Yeah, coached the side Tanunda to a flag. So they'll be a different team. So I wouldn't write them off, the cabbage cutters. And of course Blackwood.
Just on Hahndorf themselves, where are their goals going to come from? We didn't really get a good indication. I like Salt up forward, but then they seemed to move him around. He came down on the wing. He ended up being a kick 2 player on the fullback kick-ins. Is he really the answer up forward? Have they, we see Luke Roberts kicking 1, Braden Hopgood, Sam Hayden. Where will they spread the load and where will the goals come from?
Well, I said for the past until last year, they relied on Big Das Hurrigan, who kicked 102 years in a row up here in 81 in another year. They spread their eggs out in different baskets, as you said. Once again, Sammy Hayden, a goal kicker, Salt, who you mentioned, and they just have these drifting players all around who can kick goals. The Hopgood boys will be expected to add to the tally. Luke Roberts being back, he's played a lot of footy before his hiatus at centre half forward.
So I was going to say,
and he was the second highest to Hurrigan.
So he's a key.
Yes, he's a key.
So there's a key because a lot of the other ones you said, are they midfielders that run forward or specialist half forward pocket maybe type players?
So I guess answering your question, and Phil mentioned him in the call, Cooper Nykamp, you can regard him as one of their key forwards. Roberts is a key forward. Ben Salt, even though they do tend to throw him around the mix around the ground because he's such a versatile player, and also with the fact he's down to Crows as a top-up player now, he would be a go-to man up forward. But they do rely on those drifting players drifting through. Even Matty Yench, as we saw today with Slape's effort, a similar effort the Silky one produces with his big torpedo barrel. So,
Are Jaron Mail and Tom Babbage coming back?
No, and they were the 2 leading goal kickers last year. They're going to play on the York Peninsula once again. Okay. So they're missing their 2 top, even though it was a shortened season. They were the 2 leading goal kickers, Phil, last year. So, look, the Magpies have got a bit of a hole. Madsen, who didn't play today, the skipper, he drifts forward for a goal. Rigby Barnes will be a goal kicker. Jared Petrenko, of course, in the mix.
Yep,
if he's floating across half forward, giving his pedigree. I think they're in good stead to, once again, to be up there as the leader of the competition. As I said, 4 in a row hasn't been done since Heathfield Allgate did it back in the 70s. A few teams, Mount Lofty, Uraidla had won 3 on the trot. Now Hahndorf have won the 3 on the trot. So they've got a bit of a challenge. But as you said, the hunted is always the hunted, and the other sides come at you, Phil.
Round 1 starts in 2 weeks' time. Division 1, Lobethal host Mount Lofty. Bridgewater Callington up to Div 1, they host Mount Barker. Onkaparinga Valley and Uraidla. Blackwood and Hahndorf for mine. On the surface looks the match of the day. And Echunga host Nanbremma. Where do you reckon you might be heading to?
The Hahndorf Blackwood game has a lot of interest in it, and interestingly, Blackwood under the great Mike Armfield back in the day won the premiership 1991 when they defeated Hahndorf, who were coached by Richard Hill, who had such a great record later in the club. Probably the worst defeat Hahndorf have suffered in the grand final. Blackwood that day won by 86 points.
Ooh.
So they're having their reunion. What's that? 30-year reunion?
Blackwood.
Hard to think.
Blackwood or Hahndorf.
Yeah. So
yeah, they do that, yeah.
So, yeah, that'll be an interesting game. But as you said, chock full of, be interested to see how Lobie go, taking on Mount Lofty.
And we'll start then to have some real results to start to.
Yeah, and of course that important game, Onka Valley and Uraidla, the Cabbage Cutters wandering down Greenhill Road to take on the Bulldogs. Of course, the Bulldogs under Paul Tanner, they got a very good mix with Ben Jeffries and those sort of guys from North. So some good games. And Bridgewater, the big interest to see them come on back into Div 1. The Raiders taking on that little on one of the best grounds to call footy on, particularly in the middle of August, the Bridgewater Oval.
I was about to say, how does that work?
Notorious where the creek floods and everything, but yeah, a lot of clubs would be happy to see Bridgewater back in Div 1.
So just the external noise around Hahndorf, or would they be talking much about trying to get the 4 internally? Look, as a club, you don't want to focus too much on it, but probably a lot of interest around the league, external chatter on 4, because you don't want to create pressure.
No, look, and Matty Golding, hopefully in that interview I did with him, comes across. He's a very astute coach. Like this year, they hadn't, in their entire club history, hadn't won 3 in a row. And so they put that back. What they're there is to defend, win as many flags as they can. They don't worry if it's 1, 2, 3 in a row. Just get the job done. And he doesn't allow them to be complacent. This will really hurt him, even though it was only a trial game. They'll take away some hurt in this because, I said, Hahndorf are a club in recent years that are not used to getting their bums kicked badly. And look, they're a very good club when you consider 2014, guys, they finished bottom in this comp. Next year they come from bottom to top, win the flag, then win another one, and as I said, have won 5 of the last 6.
It's a winning culture now.
It is a winning culture. And people talk about Hahndorf, okay, you look at them and they might have these guys like Carlo Cini have come to the club, Jared Petrenko. One thing you look at Hahndorf and that run, they won something like 8 junior colt premierships in a row. 3 senior colts under 17s in a row. So those guys, that's in the past decade. So a lot of these guys that we mentioned in the call and the young blokes, they're guys who are now at senior level. So they have a winning culture, and they're having guys coming back from Sturt. And so they are in a pretty good fix and space at the moment at Hahndorf Football Club. And when you pick up guys like Petrenko, just adds to what they've already got.
We'd be remiss not to mention the Country Division 1, which also kicks off Kersbrook and Macclesfield, Birdwood hosting Meadows, my favourite team. And the Premiers, I was great to see. Ironbank Cherry Gardens.
Yes.
Playing Torrens Valley and
Elijah Ware coaching them this year.
And Kangaroola and Gummaraka. Great to see footy out in the country.
And interesting that grade, 2 clubs. Of course, the ageless Beefy James. Brett saddling up for his 15th season. He played a few games last year, but 15th season as coach of Kersbrook, and also the Birdwood Football Club, both celebrating their centenary seasons, boys. And if you know in past history, clubs usually like to win flags because it only happens once in their life, like in 100 years.
That's 100,
both those clubs, so well done to them. Meadows should improve. The Macclesfield Bloods as well. And Torrens Valley, Chad O'Sullivan, the former Bulldog.
Oh, yes.
Still going around. Yeah, he's coaching them. So hopefully, unfortunately, they've been on a bit of a string, guys, at 42 games without a win.
They're the opposite to Hahndorf.
Yeah, exactly. But
just a win would be nice.
That's right. But Chad being recruiting, I think he's picked up a few guys from his former club, South Gawler. So we expect the Lions to actually be a bit more competitive this year, boys.
On the flip side, Adelaide Footy League, we won't do a dissecting preview now because that will be on Between the Posts, which will be on, I think, coming to your Facebook page about Wednesday night. We're going to be filming it in a few days. We're going to preview every division. We're going to introduce the wide-range broadcasting team. Tony's tips?
Tony's tips, Tony's tales. Just a very quick one. You might notice we're missing one member today,
yes,
but we'll mention that on the show as well. We understand that there's a rumour, Pistols, that the Tasmanian tiger has been rediscovered over in Tasmania. The thylacine, they call it. And our friend Sean is over in Tasmania as we speak. And he might be out in the forest there just tasting a bit of the droppings and just checking whether we've got a thylacine. I know we're off the charter about football, but that's where Sean is if everyone's wondering today, the whole three of them that watch him.
Yes, look, have no fear. Jacko hasn't been sacked. He will be back for round one. He likes to make a grand and late entrance. So between the posts during the week, plenty of content. Tony and crew have been out doing a lot of stuff. Adelaide Footy League will be your place. And our broadcast start on Saturday, April the 10th. I'll be at Brighton for the match of the day, Division 1. The Bombers, Brett Backwell's Brighton Bombers, hosting your Goodwood Saints defending Premier. Should be a cracker. Tony, you'll be at Edwardstown for our first community game.
Edwardstown, Modbury. And just come back a step. The Brighton and Goodwood are having a season launch combined on the Friday night before that first game. You haven't been up with things, have you? It's an interesting one, season launch. But yes,
I thought they were going to have it on the Monday night when we might be there filming our show. But anyway,
I don't think they'd change it just for us, Phil. But yeah, Edwardstown and Modbury, that'll be a belter down there at Edwardstown with the velodrome around the outside of the oval, the good old days, Adelaide Footy League. There's a bit of everything these ovals offer up, Phil.
Alrighty, time to wrap it up. Firstly, just want to thank some sponsors. We've got Dartfish with all the replays and the stats. Filming Footy, what an incredible crew. Catch.com.au have been great supporters. Interchanger, and of course, especially today, we remember Villies, especially. Craig Lambert, debut on the boundary. Sensational, Lambo. Look forward to your intrepid style through the season as he nods to us without his microphone. Pistols, awesome to have you with us. We should do this on an annual event. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity to work with you guys. You learn a lot working from the best, and thanks to all the crew. And hopefully it's been a good coverage up here. Unfortunately, the game blew out towards the end, but and hopefully, mate, the credit cards are not too.
Yeah, that's why I'm rushing things. I've got to go and save my credit card.
But, thanks for the opportunity once again, guys.
Tony, thanks to you. We'll see you in between the posts and roaming around Div 2 and 7 this year.
Thanks very much. You're lucky we don't come up and do the hills that often, mate, because exactly what Pistol said, your wife would have a ball up through here, mate.
You've got to rescue her from this German cake shop and make sure.
Pleasure today. Absolute pleasure.
And thanks to Alejandro, Matt, Joe, John, and a crew, Dylan, and a crew of thousands, I don't know, who've been doing their pre-season work as well. This is Phil Hurd, and on behalf of the entire Filming Footy crew, thanks for watching, and see you when the real footy gets underway in 2 weeks' time. Good night.